Have you ever considered that the most profound universal truth, the secret to vitality and inner peace, is not found in a distant scripture or atop a remote mountain, but in the simple, rhythmic act you have performed since the moment of your birth, and will perform until your very last, the act of breathing? We live in a world that has forgotten how to breathe. We are taught to hold our breath in anticipation, to gasp in surprise, to sigh in resignation. Life becomes a suffocating affair, a relentless pace that leaves us feeling perpetually out of breath, as if we are running a race with no finish line. We inhale anxiety from the poisoned well of the future, and we exhale the hurried exhaustion of the past, never truly dwelling in the calm sanctuary of the present moment. Our chests are tight, our shoulders are tense, and our energy is a shallow reservoir, easily depleted. This is not living. This is a state of suspended animation, a quiet panic that hums just beneath the surface of our days. But what if there was another way? What if you could learn to breathe again, for the very first time? Let these words be a quiet space, a refuge from the cacophony outside. Here, we do not seek to add more information to your already burdened mind. We seek to remember that your breath is not merely a mechanical process, a simple exchange of gases. It is a bridge, a sacred and mystical bridge between your physical body and the formless energy that animates all of life. The ancient sages called this energy Prana. It is the river of life itself, the unseen current of vitality that flows through all of existence. Your breath is the vessel that carries this current to you and through you. To learn to breathe consciously is to learn to navigate this river, to cleanse its waters, to direct its flow. This journey, this audiobook, is an invitation to step onto that vessel. It is a guide to rediscovering the sacred breath, and through it, reclaiming your energy, your peace, and your innate power to heal. This is not a lesson, it is an awakening. So find a place of stillness, and let us begin. We begin not with an action, but with an act of noticing. Notice for a moment the state of your inner world. It is likely a space filled with noise, not necessarily the noise of the world outside, the traffic, the voices, the construction, but the far more persistent noise from within. A relentless barrage of thoughts, a cacophony of internal chatter. The mind, in its modern conditioning, has become a frantic and cluttered room. It is filled with the echoes of yesterday's conversations, the to-do lists for tomorrow, the phantom notifications of a digital world, the low-grade hum of persistent anxiety. We have been trained meticulously and effectively to pay attention only to that which screams for it. The brightest screen, the loudest headline, the most urgent demand. Our attention is a currency we spend lavishly on the trivial and the transient, leaving us impoverished in the realm of the profound. We live under the tyranny of the urgent and have forgotten the majesty of the essential. Within this inner storm, there is a deep and quiet longing. A part of you, the truest part, craves stillness. It yearns for a moment of peace, a clearing in the dense forest of your thoughts. Yet, when the opportunity for silence presents itself, what happens? An uncomfortable restlessness begins to stir. The mind, addicted to stimulation, rebels against the void. It feels like boredom, a terrifying emptiness. The ego, which defines itself by doing, thinking, and reacting, perceives silence as a threat to its very existence, and so, the inner conflict rages. You sit down with the intention to be still, and within seconds your hand twitches, reaching for a phone that isn't ringing. An imaginary itch appears on your cheek. A sudden pressing need to organize a drawer or reply to an email from 3 days ago floods your consciousness. This is the friction of our time. The deep, soulful desire for peace, clashing with the conditioned, frantic fear of it. We say we want to unplug, but we are terrified of what we might find when the screen goes dark. We are afraid of meeting ourselves in an empty room. But what if that room isn't empty at all? What if the perceived emptiness is simply a space so full of a subtle energy that our coarse, noise-addicted senses have failed to register it? The truth is, beneath the chaotic static of your daily thoughts, beneath the surface turbulence of your emotions, there is a constant, steady, and silent hum. It is the hum of existence itself. It is the foundational frequency of life, the quiet resonance of the universe vibrating in every cell of your being. This is prana, not as a concept, not as a word in a book, but as a felt reality. The first and most crucial step on this journey is not to control it, not to manipulate it, but simply to acknowledge its existence. It is to train your inner ear to hear this subtle music that has been playing since the beginning of time. Imagine your life is a large room containing 100 different radios. Each radio is tuned to a different station, and all of them are playing simultaneously at full volume. One radio blares the news of the world, a station of fear and conflict. Another plays the endless scroll of social media, a station of comparison and curated illusion. There is the station of work obligations, the station of family drama, the station of past regrets, the station of future worries. Your attention, fragmented and exhausted, flits from one blaring speaker to another, trying to make sense of the noise, trying to appease every demanding broadcast. It is a state of perpetual overwhelm. Now, imagine that running through the very floorboards and walls of this room is an electrical current. You cannot see it. It makes no sound. Yet, this single silent current is what powers every single one of those noisy radios. Without it, there would only be silence. Prana is this current. It is the unseen, unheard power source. Our task is not to run around the room frantically turning off every radio. That is a battle we will always lose. Our task is to shift our attention away from the chaotic broadcasts and, for the first time, try to feel the subtle, steady vibration of the current itself. The first step is to simply believe the current is there, even when all you can hear is the noise. Let us try now to tune into it. You do not need a special cushion or a rigid posture. Simply be where you are, sitting or lying down. Grant yourself the gift of these next 5 minutes. It is a gift of non-doing. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Give yourself permission to arrive fully in this moment, without any agenda, without any expectation. Let go of the need to achieve anything. You are simply here to listen. First, listen to the sounds that are farthest away from you. The distant traffic, a bird singing outside your window, the faint drone of an airplane. Do not label them as good or bad, as distracting or peaceful. Simply receive them. Let the sounds wash over you without resistance. They are part of the symphony of this moment. Acknowledge them and let them be. Now, bring your attention a little closer. Listen to the sounds within the room you are in. The soft hum of an appliance, the creak of the floorboards, the sound of your own clothing as you shift your weight. Again, just notice. You are the silent witness to this world of sound. You are the quiet, spacious awareness in which all these sounds arise and fade away. Now, turn your listening inward. Listen to the sound of your own body. Perhaps you can hear the gentle rhythm of your own breath, the soft in and out. Maybe, if you are very still, you can hear or feel the steady, muffled beat of your own heart. This is the rhythm section of your personal orchestra. It is always playing, a faithful companion on your journey, a sound so familiar it has become silent. Listen to it now, feel it. And finally, go deeper still. Bring your awareness to the space between the sounds, the silence that holds the noise. This silence is not empty. It is pregnant with potential. It is alive. And in this inner stillness, attune yourself to a different kind of perception. Bring your focus to the palms of your hands. See if you can feel a subtle sensation, a warmth, a tingling, a faint vibration. There is no right or wrong answer. Just feel. Now, bring that awareness to the soles of your feet, then to your chest, around your heart. Can you feel it? A subtle, low-frequency vibration. A gentle, inner aliveness. Do not strain for it. Do not try to invent it. Simply create the silent space and allow it to reveal itself to you. This is the hum of existence. This is the felt sense of prana moving within your own vessel. It has always been there. You are not creating it. You are simply, finally, noticing it. Stay with this feeling for another moment. This quiet inner thrum. It is your anchor. It is the proof that you are more than the storm of your thoughts. You are the deep, quiet ocean beneath the turbulent waves. You are the silent, steady current that powers the noisy radios. This feeling is your birthright. It is the feeling of being truly alive, stripped of all stories, all labels, all anxieties. It is the feeling of home. When you are ready, you can gently bring your awareness back to the room. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes, and when you open your eyes, try to carry a small piece of this stillness with you. Know that this silent hum has not gone away. It is always there, waiting patiently beneath the noise for you to return. The world will still be loud, the demands will still be present, but now you know a secret. You know that there is a place of profound peace you can access at any time. It is not in a destination, but in a frequency. You have discovered the silent, invisible river of life. You have felt its current, however faintly. You have taken the first, most essential step. You have awakened to the unseen. From this point forward, our journey is about strengthening this connection, about learning to work with this energy. You have heard the silent music. Now, we will learn about the sacred instrument upon which it is played, the very bridge between the seen and the unseen, your own holy breath. You have felt the silent hum of existence, that subtle vibration of life itself. But a vibration can feel abstract, distant, an idea more than a reality. How do we connect with it? How do we draw it into ourselves and use it to nourish our very being? The answer is through the most overlooked miracle in your possession, the sacred instrument given to you at birth, your own breath. For most of our lives, we treat breathing as a purely biological function, an automatic background process managed by the oldest parts of our brain. It is filed away in the mind under involuntary systems, alongside the beating of the heart and the digestion of food. It is mundane. It is simple. It is, we are told, nothing more than the exchange of oxygen for carbon dioxide. The logical mind, the part of us that needs to measure and quantify, is satisfied with this explanation. It dismisses any deeper meaning as fanciful, as primitive superstition, a relic from a time before we understood science. This dismissal creates a profound inner conflict. For while one part of your mind insists that breathing is merely mechanical, another part of you knows, with an ancient and unshakable certainty, that this is not the whole truth. You have felt it. In a moment of pure relief, you have let out a long, slow sigh and felt a wave of calm wash over your entire nervous system. In a moment of awe, standing before a vast ocean or a star-filled sky, you have taken a sharp, deep gasp and felt a sense of wonder flood your heart. In the quiet intimacy of a loving embrace, you have felt your breathing synchronize with another's and known a connection that words could never capture. Are these experiences just chemical reactions, or is your intuition, your soul, trying to remind you of something you have forgotten? It whispers to you that your breath is a magic thread, a direct line to the mystery of life itself. The conflict is between the sterile explanation of the mind and the rich experience of the soul. Today, we choose to honor the soul. Let us use a metaphor. Imagine that for every human being, there is a great and powerful river. This river is the flow of life, the current of prana. In ancient times, people built their villages on the banks of this river. They drank from its waters, they bathed in its currents, they listened to its songs. Their lives were synchronized with its ebb and flow. It was their source of strength, of healing, of wisdom. But over centuries, we grew distracted. We found other things more interesting, more exciting. We built our cities of concrete and steel far from the riverbanks. We created artificial sources of light and polluted sources of water. We became so preoccupied with our creations that we forgot the river entirely. We forgot its name, we forgot its location, we forgot the feeling of its cool water on our skin. And a river that is forgotten, a river to which no one pays attention, eventually dwindles. Its current slows to a trickle. Its bed becomes dry, cracked earth. This is the state in which many of us live today. We are spiritually dehydrated, living in a parched land, wondering why we feel so tired, so brittle, so disconnected, all while the great river of life is still there, waiting to be remembered. Your breath is this forgotten river. This is not a poetic comparison. It is a functional truth. The rhythmic cycle of your inhalation and exhalation is the physical manifestation of this pranic current in your body. It is the river made tangible. Each breath you take is an opportunity to return to its banks. Each conscious inhalation is not just an intake of air. It is the act of drawing the vital energy of the cosmos, the universal prana, into your own personal energy system. You are drinking directly from the source. Each conscious exhalation is not just the expulsion of a waste gas. It is the sacred act of releasing used, stagnant, or negative energy from your system. It is a purification, a letting go, a return of energy back to the whole to be cleansed and renewed. When you breathe unconsciously, which is most of the time, it is as if the river is flowing at a bare trickle, just enough to keep the ecosystem of your body from collapsing. But when you learn to breathe consciously, you are actively calling forth the rain. You are inviting the river to swell, to deepen its channel, to rush through you with a cleansing and life-giving force. Let us move from this idea to a direct experience. Let us go and sit by the riverbank. Wherever you are, find a comfortable position. You can be sitting in a chair with your feet on the floor or lying on your back. There is no need for rigidity. Place one hand on the center of your chest and the other hand on your lower belly, just below your navel. Close your eyes. For the first few moments, do nothing at all. Don't try to change your breathing. Don't try to force it to be deep or slow. Your only task, for now, is to be a silent observer. Feel the rhythm that is already there. Notice which hand rises more. Feel the temperature of the air as it enters your nostrils. Feel the gentle release as it leaves. You are simply reacquainting yourself with this forgotten friend, this constant companion. You are noticing the parched riverbed, feeling its texture, acknowledging its presence. Now, gently, without straining, begin to invite the breath a little deeper into your body. As you inhale, guide the breath past the hand on your chest and down towards the hand on your belly. Imagine you are filling a soft balloon deep within your core. Let your belly be soft and receptive. Feel your lower hand rise gently with the inhalation and fall gently with the exhalation. The hand on your chest should remain relatively still. This is not an act of force, it is an act of allowing. Let the rhythm be slow, easy, and comfortable. You are inviting the first trickle of water back into the dry riverbed. Now that the gentle flow has begun, let us infuse it with intention. Let us give it color and meaning. As you continue with this deep, gentle belly breathing, begin to visualize. As you inhale, imagine a warm, luminous, golden light entering through your nostrils. See it as the very substance of prana, pure life force, liquid sunshine. Visualize this golden light flowing down into your lungs and then expanding into your belly, filling the space beneath your hand. Feel its warmth spreading through your abdomen, into your organs, bringing energy and vitality to every cell. With each inhalation, you are drinking this golden light. You are nourishing yourself on the deepest possible level. Then, as you exhale, imagine a soft, grey smoke leaving your body. See this smoke as all the tension you are holding in your shoulders. See it as the fatigue in your bones. See it as the anxious thought that was looping in your mind. See it as any sadness, any frustration, any energy that is old and no longer serves you. With each exhalation, you are gently and willingly releasing it. You are purifying the river, inhaling the golden light of vitality, exhaling the grey smoke of all that is old and heavy. Continue this cycle for a few moments in silence, breathing in life, breathing out release. There is nothing else to do, no destination to reach. Your only task is to watch the river flow, golden and full on its way in, grey and cleansing on its way out. Feel the shift happening within you. The frantic energy of the mind begins to settle. The tightness in your chest and belly begins to soften. You are dropping out of the chaotic noise of your thoughts and into the simple, profound truth of your body. You are grounded, you are centered, you are present. This feeling is the direct result of bringing your conscious attention back to the river of life. You have taken a handful of its water and touched it to your parched lips. You have remembered its taste. This is the beginning of all healing. When you feel ready, you can let go of the visualization. Let your breath return to its natural rhythm and just rest for a moment with your hands on your chest and belly. Feel the after effects. Feel the stillness. Feel the quiet aliveness that now permeates your body. This is not an imaginary state. It is your natural state. It is the state of a being whose inner river is flowing, even if just a little more freely than before. You now know the way back. At any moment of any day, when you feel overwhelmed, anxious, or disconnected, you can return to this practice. You can place a hand on your belly and remember the river. You can breathe in the golden light and breathe out the grey smoke. The river is always there, waiting for you. It never judges you for forgetting it. It simply rejoices when you return. You have remembered the breath is the current. Now that you are reacquainted with the river, we must turn our attention to the quality of the riverbed itself, the physical and energetic vessel that contains this sacred flow. You have felt the river of Prana, the living current carried on the breath. A river, however powerful, is defined and guided by its channel, by the riverbed that contains it. A wide, deep, and clear channel allows the river to flow with magnificent force. A narrow, shallow, or obstructed channel reduces the most powerful torrent to a stagnant puddle. We now turn our attention from the river to the riverbed, from the energy to the container. We turn our attention to the most immediate, tangible, and often most neglected aspect of our existence, the physical body. In our modern civilization, we have perfected the art of living as ghosts in our own houses. We are profoundly alienated from our bodies. We treat them not as sacred temples, but as vehicles to be commanded, beasts of burden to be whipped into compliance, or objects in the mirror to be judged with a harsh and critical eye. The body becomes an instrument for the mind's ambition or a source of the ego's shame. We inhabit it, but we do not live within it. We are like landlords who never visit their property, only collecting rent in the form of physical performance while ignoring the leaking roof, the cracked foundations, and the decaying walls. We are disconnected from its subtle language, the whispers of fatigue, the murmurs of discomfort, the gentle nudges towards rest or a different kind of nourishment. We ignore this language until it is forced to scream in the form of pain, illness, and chronic exhaustion. This alienation creates a deep and tragic conflict within us. We consciously desire health, vitality, and boundless energy. We dream of a body that is light, free, and resilient. Yet our daily habits are often a declaration of war against this very dream. We crave peaceful energy, but we flood our cells with the frantic, corrosive hormones of stress, steeping our tissues in a chemical bath of anxiety and pressure. We want to feel vibrant and alive, yet we fuel this intricate biological miracle with processed, lifeless food that clogs its delicate systems. We long for restful sleep, but we stimulate our minds with glowing screens late into the night, refusing to honor the body's ancient, natural cycles of rest and repair. We want to be free from pain, but we hold our breath in moments of tension, trapping energetic blockages in our muscles and joints. This is not a personal failure. It is a cultural hypnosis. We have been taught that the mind is the master and the body is the servant. We have forgotten that they are two aspects of a single, unified consciousness. To heal this divide, we must first change our perception. The body is not a machine. It is not an enemy. It is a vessel. Imagine a beautiful, masterfully crafted clay cup designed for a single purpose: to be filled with the light of pure consciousness, the water of life that is prana. This cup is your body. The quality of your life, the clarity of your mind, the peace in your heart are all directly dependent on the condition of this sacred vessel. Now, consider what our modern life does to this cup. Chronic stress, worry, and fear are like constant high-frequency vibrations that create hairline cracks throughout the clay. The precious prana you breathe in immediately begins to leak out, leaving you feeling perpetually drained, no matter how much you rest. Unhealthy food, environmental pollutants, and unresolved negative emotions are like pouring mud and sediment into the cup. Even if you manage to pour pure water in, it instantly becomes cloudy, heavy, and stagnant. The prana within you becomes dense and low-grade, unable to flow and nourish you. A sedentary life, a lack of movement and stretching, is like leaving the cup in a dark, forgotten cupboard. It becomes brittle, stiff, and loses its radiant integrity. From this perspective, caring for your body is transformed. It ceases to be an act of vanity and becomes a profound spiritual practice. Getting enough sleep is not a luxury. It is the sacred act of allowing the potter's hands to mend the day's cracks. Eating pure, vibrant, living food is not a diet. It is the act of polishing the inside of the vessel, ensuring its contents remain clear. Stretching and moving your body is not a chore. It is the act of maintaining the vessel's supple and responsive nature, ensuring the energy can flow to every part. The goal is to make your body a worthy container for the light you are learning to breathe in. A cracked, dirty cup cannot hold the light. A whole, clean, and cherished vessel can be filled to overflowing. Let us now engage in the sacred practice of repairing and cleansing our vessel, not with hands, but with the most powerful tool we possess: our loving, non-judgmental awareness. This is a journey of coming home. Find a place where you can lie down comfortably on your back. Let your legs be uncrossed, your arms resting gently by your sides with palms facing up in a gesture of receiving. Allow your whole body to feel heavy, to be held completely by the surface beneath you. Close your eyes. The purpose of this practice is not to change anything, not to fix anything, not even to relax. The purpose is simply to feel, to bring the gentle light of your consciousness into every forgotten corner of your home. The awareness itself is the cleansing agent. Bring your entire attention down, down, down to the toes of your left foot. Without wiggling them, can you feel them? Can you sense the space between each toe? Can you feel the subtle energy, the aliveness within them? Just be with whatever sensation is there. Then, slowly, begin to move your awareness up your left foot. Feel the sole of your foot, the arch, the heel pressing against the ground. Simply notice. Move your awareness into your left ankle, your calf muscle, your shin bone. If you encounter tension, do not fight it. Simply acknowledge it. Breathe into it. Imagine your breath carrying a soft, healing light directly to that spot. Now, bring your awareness to your left knee, the front, the back, the space within the joint. Continue up into your thigh, the large, powerful muscles. Feel the whole of your left leg, from the tips of your toes to the top of your thigh, as a single field of sensation, tingling with life. Now, gently shift your attention to the toes of your right foot and begin the same slow, loving journey, feeling your toes, the sole of your foot, your heel, moving into your right ankle, your calf, your shin, noticing any differences between this side and the other without judgment, breathing into your right knee, your right thigh. Feel the entirety of your right leg, now alive with your attention. Bring your awareness now to your pelvis, your hips, the base of your spine. This is an area where we store so much tension and unprocessed emotion. Be gentle. Simply feel the weight of your hips on the floor. Feel the entire pelvic bowl as a foundation, a cradle of energy. Move your awareness up into your abdomen. Feel the soft, rhythmic rise and fall with your breath. Feel the organs within, working silently and tirelessly for you. Journey up into your chest. Feel your ribcage expand and soften. Feel your heart beating steadily in its center, a drum of life. Now, bring your attention to your fingertips, on both your left and right hands. Feel the tingling aliveness. Move your awareness through your palms, your wrists, up into your forearms and elbows. Travel into your upper arms, and finally, into your shoulders. This is another great storehouse of burden. Let your shoulders feel heavy. Give them permission to melt. Move your attention to your neck, the delicate bridge between your body and your head. Feel the muscles at the back of your neck and allow them to lengthen. Let your awareness travel up into your scalp, over the entire surface of your head. Then, let it come to rest on your face. Soften your jaw. Let your tongue rest gently in your mouth. Soften the tiny muscles around your eyes. Smooth out your forehead. Allow your entire face to be serene. Finally, feel your entire body, all at once, from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head. Feel it not as a collection of separate parts, but as one unified, vibrating field of energy. Your entire vessel is now illuminated by your consciousness. It is humming with the silent vibration you discovered earlier. You have polished the cup with your presence. You have sealed its cracks with your breath. You have come home. Rest in this state of wholeness for a few moments. This is your true nature, a luminous vessel designed to hold the light of the universe. When you are ready, you can begin to bring some gentle movement back, wiggling your fingers and toes. And when you open your eyes, bring this feeling of embodied presence with you. Know that you can return to this practice anytime you feel disconnected. You have remembered that your body is a sacred container, and with a clean and whole vessel, you are now prepared to look at what we put inside it, not just the food we eat, but the very thoughts we think. For they too can be a source of nourishment or a source of poison. Having tended to the vessel, having cleansed and honored the sacred cup that is your body, we now arrive at the contents. For you can have the most pristine, beautifully crafted cup in the world, but if you pour poison into it, it still holds poison. The most immediate and constant substance we pour into our physical vessel is the stream of our own thinking. This inner world of thought and its resulting emotion is the weather system of our being. It can be a day of bright sunshine and gentle breezes, or it can be a raging hurricane that tears through our inner landscape, leaving devastation in its wake. For many of us, the inner forecast is perpetually stormy, and we have forgotten that we are not the storm, but the sky in which it unfolds. The most fundamental error of the human condition, the primary source of our suffering, is the deep, unconscious belief that we are the voice in our head. We have become completely identified with the ceaseless chatter of our minds. This inner narrator, this compulsive thinker, is never silent. It comments, it speculates, it judges, it worries, it remembers, it complains. And we believe that this voice is the very core of our identity. Its fears become our fears. Its anxieties become our anxieties. Its anger becomes our anger. We are fused to it. The mind, which was designed to be a brilliant and useful tool, has become the master of the house. We have become servants to our own thinking, slaves to a relentless internal tyrant we mistake for ourselves. This creates an exhausting inner conflict. A deep part of you, your soul, your true essence, yearns for silence and peace. It knows that your natural state is one of calm and clarity. Yet, the conditioned mind abhors a vacuum. It feels compelled to fill every moment with thought, just as nature abhors a physical vacuum. And so you find yourself in a battle you can never win. You try to force your mind to be quiet, which is like trying to flatten a turbulent ocean with a hammer. It only creates more splashing, more chaos. You try to think positive, but the negative thoughts you are trying to suppress seem to creep back in with even greater force. Like weeds pushing through cracks in a pavement, you feel powerless, a victim of your own mind, trapped in loops of worry about a future that has not happened, or regret about a past that cannot be changed. This internal struggle is what drains our life force, what depletes our prana, far more than any physical exertion. To break free, we must understand the nature of thought from an energetic perspective. A thought is not a harmless, invisible thing. It is a real event. Every single thought is a pulse of energy, a distinct vibration in your personal field. And just like sound, these vibrations have different frequencies. A thought of love, compassion, or gratitude vibrates at a high, harmonious frequency. It is like a beautiful, resonant chord played on a cello. A thought of fear, resentment, or judgment vibrates at a low, discordant frequency. It is like the screech of nails on a chalkboard. Your inner state, the feeling of your life, is the sum total of the music you are playing in your mind. Let us return to our river, but see it now from a different vantage point. Imagine your inner pranic field, your very being, is a vast, deep, and perfectly still mountain lake. Its waters are crystal clear, so clear you can see all the way to the bottom. The sunlight dances on its surface. This pristine stillness is your natural state. This is the peace you long for. Now, every thought you think is like a stone thrown into this lake. A simple, neutral thought, like, "I need to buy milk," is a tiny pebble. It makes a small plink and creates a few gentle ripples that quickly fade. The lake returns to stillness almost immediately. But an emotionally charged thought, a thought you invest with belief and energy, is a heavy stone. A thought of intense worry about your finances is a large, jagged rock thrown into the center of the lake. It creates huge, violent waves that travel to every shore of your being. A recurring thought of resentment towards someone is like throwing the same rock into the same spot, over and over again, digging a deep hole in the lake bed and perpetually churning up the mud and sediment from the bottom. When we live identified with our minds, we are constantly, unconsciously, throwing rocks and boulders into our own lake. We live in a state of perpetual inner turbulence. The water is so murky we can no longer see its clarity. The surface is so chaotic we can no longer feel the sunshine. This is the inner storm, and in this state, the pranic energy cannot flow freely. It becomes trapped in vortices of worry, knotted up in currents of anger. This energetic stagnation is what we experience as anxiety, depression, and physical tension. Over time, this dis-ease in our energy field can contribute to disease in our physical body. The storm is not just in our heads, it is in our cells. The way out is not to fight the storm. The way out is to realize you are not the storm. You are the sky. The way to calm the lake is not to battle the waves, but to simply stop throwing stones. And this begins with the practice of observation. Let us practice this now. Find your quiet, seated position. Close your eyes and take a few gentle, deep breaths, just as we did before, feeling the belly rise and fall. Now, let your breath settle into its own natural rhythm and simply sit. Your task for the next few minutes is radically simple. Do not try to do anything at all. Do not try to stop your thoughts. Do not try to have good thoughts or spiritual thoughts. Simply give your mind permission to do whatever it does, and your only job is to watch. Imagine that your consciousness, your true self, is a vast, open, and peaceful blue sky. It is boundless, changeless, and has been here forever. It is inherently serene. Now, see your thoughts as clouds drifting through your sky. They are not the sky. They are temporary phenomena passing through it. A thought may arise. I'm not doing this right. See it. Acknowledge it. It is a small gray cloud of self-doubt. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to argue with it. You don't have to push it away. Simply watch it as it forms, floats for a moment, and, if you don't feed it with more attention, eventually dissolves. Then you are left with the blue sky again. A memory might appear, a happy one, a fluffy white cloud. Enjoy its passage. Notice how it makes you feel. But do not try to cling to it or hold it in place. It too is a cloud, and it will drift on. A dark, heavy storm cloud of worry about tomorrow may loom on the horizon. It might feel threatening. It might try to cover the whole sky. Your old habit would be to become this storm cloud, to live inside its darkness and lightning. But now, you do something different. You remember you are the sky. You watch the storm cloud from a place of stillness. You feel its energy, but you know it is not you. You see it for what it is, a temporary weather pattern of thought and emotion. You are the vast, peaceful space that allows the storm to happen, and you know that eventually it too will pass. Whenever you find that you have forgotten you are the sky and have become lost in a cloud, which will happen again and again, be gentle with yourself. This is the moment of awakening. The moment you realize you are lost in thought, you are already free. In that moment of realization, gently and without judgment, return your awareness to your anchor. Your anchor is your breath. The feeling of the air moving in and out of your body is happening right now, in the reality of the present moment. The breath is always in the sky, never in the clouds. Return to your breath, and from that stable anchor, you can resume your role as the silent, watchful sky. Take a few more moments in this silent observation, watching the clouds come and go, knowing yourself as the sky. There is a profound freedom in this, isn't there? For the first time, perhaps, you experience that you are not the voice in your head. You are the one who hears it. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that perceives them. This separation, this disidentification, is the single most important step towards inner peace. When you stop believing every thought that floats through your mind, you stop throwing stones into your lake. You break the unconscious habit of polluting your own inner world. And when you stop throwing stones, the lake, of its own accord, begins to settle. The mud slowly sinks back to the bottom. The waves gradually subside. The water begins to clear. Your natural state of peace, which was always there beneath the turbulence, begins to re-emerge. You have learned how to cease creating new disturbances. You have learned to let the storm pass without becoming it. Now, with this newfound skill, we can turn our attention to the next essential step: how to consciously cleanse the old pollution, the mud and sediment that has settled at the bottom of the lake over a lifetime. We will learn the art of the sacred purge. You have learned to witness the inner storm without becoming it. You have sat by the shore of your inner lake and, through the power of observation, have stopped casting new stones into its waters. The surface begins to calm. And yet, at the bottom of this lake lies the sediment of a lifetime. The accumulated dust of every unspoken word, every swallowed tear, every suppressed rage. These are the ghosts in our machine, the old energies we have packed away in the dark cellars of our bodies, hoping they would simply disappear. They do not disappear. They curdle, they fester, they become the dense, heavy sludge that slows our pranic flow, the invisible weight that we carry on our shoulders, the unexplained sadness that ambushes us in quiet moments. We are masters of suppression. From a young age, we are taught, directly or indirectly, that certain emotions are unacceptable. We are told not to be angry, to stop crying, to put on a brave face. So, we learn to build dams within our own energetic river. We learn to push the uncomfortable feelings down, to disassociate from them, to pretend they aren't there. This suppression is not a passive act. It is an active, ongoing effort that consumes an enormous amount of our life force. It is like holding a large beach ball underwater. It requires constant pressure and vigilance. The moment your attention wavers, the ball threatens to burst to the surface with violent force. This constant internal pressure is exhausting. It manifests as chronic tension in the body, a tight jaw holding back a lifetime of unspoken anger, a heavy, constricted chest bearing the weight of unprocessed grief, a perpetually knotted stomach bracing against a world perceived as unsafe. We become strangers to our own emotional landscape, living in a heavily guarded fortress, unaware that the real danger is not the enemy outside the gates, but the pressure building within our own walls. This leads to a profound inner conflict, a paralyzing fear. We desperately want to be free from these burdens. We long to feel light, open, and unencumbered. Yet, we are terrified of the very process of release. The ego whispers a convincing lie. Do not open that door. If you let that sadness out, it will drown you. If you unleash that anger, it will burn down everything you know. You are too fragile. The pain will be too much. And so we remain in our self-imposed prison, choosing the familiar misery of confinement over the feared but liberating chaos of a jailbreak. We choose the slow poison of suppression over the acute, but healing pain of release. The truth, however, is that the energy itself is not dangerous. The danger lies in its containment. A river allowed to flow freely nourishes the land. The same river, when dammed up beyond its capacity, will eventually burst its banks and cause a devastating flood. The goal is not to create a flood, but to learn how to open the sluice gates in a controlled, conscious, and intentional way. The primary mechanism for this sacred release is already in your possession. It is the other half of the miracle of breath. While the inhalation is for receiving, for drawing in new, fresh prana, the exhalation is nature's perfect built-in tool for letting go. With every breath you have ever taken, you have been purging waste, releasing what is no longer needed. The practice we will now explore is simply the art of making this process conscious, powerful, and intentional. Imagine your body and your energy field are a room. For many years, you have lived in this room with all the windows and doors sealed shut. Every experience, every conversation, every emotion has left a trace in the air. The room has become filled with stale energy, thick with the dust of the past. The light from outside can barely penetrate the grimy window panes. You have grown so accustomed to this dim, suffocating atmosphere that the thought of fresh air can feel jarring, even threatening. The conscious, powerful exhalation is the act of striding into this room and throwing open every single window. It is allowing a great, cleansing wind to howl through the space, creating a momentary whirlwind that lifts up all the old dust, blows away all the cobwebs, and expels the stagnant, heavy air. It might feel turbulent for a moment. It might stir things up. But when the wind subsides, what remains is a room that is clean, clear, fresh, and filled with light. You can breathe again. We will now learn to create this cleansing wind. This practice is a gentle form of what is known in yoga as Bhastrika, or the bellows breath. It is active and energizing. Please listen to the instructions carefully. Sit up straight, with your spine comfortably lengthened to allow the diaphragm to move freely. If at any point you feel dizzy or overly lightheaded, please stop immediately and return to normal, gentle breathing. The goal is purification, not punishment. Honor the vessel. First, simply bring to mind something you wish to release. It does not have to be a dramatic trauma. It could be the feeling of sluggishness you woke up with this morning. It could be the residue of an irritating conversation. It could be a recurring limiting belief, such as, "I am not worthy," or "I never have enough." Just hold this intention gently in your awareness. You are targeting this specific dust to be cleared from your room. Now, we will begin. The breath will be through the nose for both the inhale and the exhale. The focus, the power, is entirely on the exhale. With each exhalation, you will snap your belly back towards your spine in a short, sharp, forceful puff of air through your nostrils, as if you were trying to blow a fly off the tip of your nose without using your mouth. The inhalation will be passive, automatic, and reflexive. Don't think about inhaling. It will happen on its own as your belly relaxes. Your belly is the handle of a great bellows, and with each exhalation, you are forcefully pushing the air out. Let's begin a round together. We will do a cycle of 30 breaths. Take a normal breath in and a normal breath out. Now, a preparatory breath in to about half capacity. And begin. Paced for practice. Exhale, 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 exhale for 30 counts. After the last exhalation, expel all the air. Then take a slow, deep, comfortable breath in and hold it for just a moment without strain, and then a long, slow, complete exhalation out. Now, be perfectly still. Close your eyes if they aren't already, and just feel. What do you notice? A tingling in your hands or face? A feeling of warmth spreading through your chest? A sense of lightness in your head? A new clarity? Whatever the sensation, just be with it. You have just sent a powerful cleansing wind through your house. Let us try one more round, this time with a more focused visualization. Again, bring to mind the energy, the feeling, the story you are ready to release. See it in your mind's eye as a dark, heavy substance, a piece of energetic debris lodged in your system. We will do another round of 30. Take a normal breath in and out. Inhale to prepare. And begin. Paced for practice. Exhale, 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 exhale for 30 counts. With each forceful exhale, visualize that dark substance shattering, breaking apart, and being ejected from your body with the force of your breath. See it dissolving into nothingness. After the final exhalation, again, let all the air out. Take a slow, deep breath in, filling yourself with clean, fresh light. Hold it for a moment, letting the light fill all the spaces you have just cleared, and then a long, slow, complete release. Be still. The room is quiet now. The air is clear. Feel the space you have created within you. Feel the lightness. Feel the peace. This is the power you possess. You are not a helpless curator of a dusty museum of past hurts. You are an active agent of your own purification. You have a tool to, at any moment, throw open the windows and let the divine wind of the breath cleanse your inner sanctuary. You can use this practice for just a minute or two, whenever you feel stuck, heavy, emotionally constipated, or mentally foggy. It is a sacred purge, a reset button for your entire energetic system. You have faced the fear of release and found not destruction but liberation. You have cleared out the old, stale air. The room of your being is now clean, open, and receptive. An empty space begs to be filled. And so, the next essential step in our journey is to learn how to consciously choose what we fill this beautiful, cleansed space with. We move from the art of letting go to the sacred art of receiving. The room of your being has been swept clean by the great wind of the exhalation. The old dust has been purged, the stale air expelled. You now stand in a space that is clear, open, and receptive. But here we encounter one of the most subtle and profound paradoxes of the human journey. We have worked so hard to empty the room, and yet we hesitate at the door, afraid to let the sunlight in. We have prayed for the rain, but when the clouds gather, we instinctively reach for an umbrella. We have perfected the art of letting go, but we are deeply unskilled in the art of letting in. This is the sacred art of receiving. At the root of this hesitation lies a quiet, pervasive epidemic of unworthiness. It is a subtle poison that has seeped into the soil of our souls. We carry a deep, often unconscious belief that we are somehow not deserving of goodness. When someone pays us a genuine compliment, what is our first instinct? We deflect, we downplay, we feel a squirm of discomfort. When someone offers us help, we often insist, "No, I'm fine," even when we are struggling. When life grants us a period of genuine joy and success, we feel a low-grade anxiety, a sense that it's too good to be true, and we wait for the other shoe to drop. We have learned to be more comfortable with striving than with arriving, more at ease with struggle than with grace. This feeling of unworthiness is the gatekeeper that stands guard at the door of our hearts, questioning every gift that arrives. It scrutinizes joy, it is suspicious of peace, and it believes that love must be earned through ceaseless effort. This creates a crippling inner conflict, an energetic push and pull that sabotages our deepest desires. With our conscious mind, we ask for more. We pray for abundance, we affirm our desire for health, we long for a deep and lasting peace. We are sending out a request to the universe, and the universe, which is a field of infinite generosity, always answers. It sends the energy, the opportunity, the person, the insight we have asked for. It arrives at our doorstep, but the subconscious gatekeeper, programmed with a lifetime of not enough, does not recognize the delivery. It sees the gift of peace and says, "Sorry, you haven't worked hard enough to deserve this." It sees the gift of love and says, "You are too flawed to accept this." It sees the gift of abundance and says, "You are not worthy of such ease." And so, we unconsciously refuse the very gifts we consciously prayed for. We stand in a state of self-imposed lack, wondering why our prayers go unanswered, all while the universe is patiently waiting on our doorstep, its arms full of blessings, if only we would unlock the door. Today, we learn to unlock the door. We learn that the key has been with us all along. The key is the inhalation. Just as the exhalation is the physical mechanism for release, the inhalation is the physical mechanism for receiving. It is the body's natural, biological. Yes, when you breathe unconsciously, you are taking in just enough prana to maintain basic survival, like a prisoner being passed a small tray of food through a slot in a locked door. But when you learn to breathe in consciously, with intention, you transform the act entirely. A conscious inhalation is a powerful declaration to the universe. It is a statement of worthiness. It is you, standing in your cleansed and sacred room, swinging the door wide open and shouting with a joyous heart, "Welcome, I am ready, I am open, come in." Let us deepen this metaphor of the open door. Imagine the universe is an honored and infinitely benevolent guest. It is always approaching your house, carrying exactly the gift you need most in that moment. When you are breathing shallowly, lost in thoughts of unworthiness, the door to your house is bolted and chained. The guest knocks, but you cannot hear. When you feel a desire for something better but are still plagued by doubt, it is as if you open the door just a crack, peeking out with suspicion. You might snatch a small gift before quickly shutting the door again, afraid that the guest might ask too much of you or see the mess you've hidden inside. But the practice we are cultivating now is one of radical hospitality. It is the practice of hearing the knock, rushing to the door, swinging it wide open with a smile, and welcoming this divine guest into your home. You invite Prana in all its flavors and forms. You offer it the best seat, and you receive its gifts with gratitude and grace, knowing you are infinitely deserving of them because you are a part of the same divinity as the guest. We will now practice this art of conscious receiving. Sit comfortably, with your spine erect but not rigid. Let your posture reflect a sense of dignity and openness. Let your hands rest on your lap, palms facing upwards in the universal gesture of receptivity. Close your eyes. First, I invite you to ask yourself a question. What quality, what energy do I most need to receive in my life right now? Be honest. There is no spiritual or unspiritual answer. Perhaps it is calm. Perhaps it is courage. Perhaps it is healing energy for your body. Perhaps it is clarity for your mind, or forgiveness for your heart. Maybe it is simply the feeling of joy, or the deep knowing of self-love. Choose one quality and formulate it into a simple, positive intention. For example, I am breathing in deep peace, or I am receiving vibrant health, or I am filled with courage. Hold this intention gently in your mind. Now, let us begin the practice. First, exhale completely through your nose. Empty your lungs fully, creating a space of quiet readiness. At the bottom of the breath, in that moment of stillness, silently state your intention. Now, breathing in slowly and deeply through your nose, you will not just inhale air, you will inhale the very essence of your intention. If your intention is peace, imagine you are breathing in a cool, serene, liquid blue light. Feel it entering your nostrils, cooling your throat, and filling your entire being with a profound sense of tranquility. The air itself is imbued with the quality of peace. Take your time, receive it fully. At the very top of the inhalation, pause for a gentle moment. This is not a forceful holding of the breath. It is a moment of absorption. In this stillness, feel the energy of peace you have just received permeating every cell of your body, settling deep into your bones, calming your nervous system. You are allowing the gift to be fully integrated. Then, simply let go. Exhale softly and without effort, releasing any last vestiges of resistance, any lingering doubt about your worthiness to receive such peace. Let us try again. Exhale completely, creating the sacred space of emptiness. In the stillness, choose a new intention. Perhaps this time it is strength or vitality. Silently state it, I am breathing in boundless vitality. Now, as you inhale, visualize a brilliant, golden, sun-like energy entering your body. Feel its warmth, its power, its dynamism. Feel it charging your inner battery, strengthening your core, making you feel radiant and resilient. This is not just air, it is embodied strength. Pause at the top, allowing this potent energy to be fully absorbed. Then, a soft, easy exhalation, releasing all weakness and fatigue. One more time, let us do this one for the heart. Exhale everything, and in the stillness, let the intention be unconditional love. As you inhale, imagine a soft, warm, rose-pink light flowing into the center of your chest. Feel it tenderly bathing your heart space. This breath is not for doing or achieving. It is a breath of pure self-acceptance and compassion. Feel it dissolving any old hurts, any armor around your heart. Pause at the top and let yourself be held in this loving embrace. Then, a gentle exhale, releasing all self-judgment and criticism. Now, let your breath return to its normal rhythm. Sit quietly in the afterglow of this practice. Feel the subtle shifts in your inner state. You have not created this peace, this vitality, this love from nothing. You have drawn it from the infinite, abundant reservoir of the universe. The universe is a field of all possibilities, and your intentional breath is the straw through which you choose which quality to drink. You have just declared, on a cellular and energetic level, that you are worthy of receiving. You have practiced opening the door. This is a practice you can take with you, off the cushion and into your life. Before a difficult conversation, you can take a single conscious breath to receive calm and clarity. When you feel tired, you can take a breath to receive energy. When you look in the mirror, you can take a breath to receive self-love. You are learning to consciously nourish yourself, breath by breath. You are rewiring the old patterns of unworthiness and replacing them with a lived experience of grace. You have cleansed your inner room. You have now learned how to consciously fill it with light, with whatever quality of prana you choose. You are becoming the master of your inner state. Now that we understand the sacred power of the in-breath and the out-breath, we are ready to explore the most mysterious and potent space of all. A space of pure magic and potential that lies not in the breath itself, but in the heart of its rhythm, the sacred stillness that exists between the breaths. We have learned to cleanse the vessel of the body and to calm the storm of the mind. We have practiced the sacred art of release on the exhalation and the joyous art of receiving on the inhalation. We have been working with the two great movements of life's rhythm, the yin and the yang of the breath. But now we venture deeper into a realm that is not about movement, but about its utter cessation. We journey into the silent, potent, and often feared spaces that punctuate the rhythm of our breath. We enter the gap between the breaths, the sacred pause where the real magic resides. Our modern world is terrified of empty space. We are terrified of silence. We have become masters of filling every available moment with noise, with distraction, with information, with doing. The moment a conversation ends, we reach for our phones. The moment a song finishes, another begins. We live in a seamless, unbroken stream of stimulation, a wall of sound designed to protect us from a deep and primal fear. The fear of the void, the fear of emptiness. This fear is existential. The ego, the thinking mind, defines itself by activity, by the continuous flow of thought and experience. To the ego, silence is not golden. It is the abyss. A pause in the relentless stream of doing feels like a confrontation with non-existence, a small taste of death. And so, we instinctively rush past the pauses. In our breathing, we hurry from the inhale to the exhale and back again, never dwelling in the stillness at either end, because on a deep subconscious level, the stillness feels like the end. This creates the most profound inner conflict of all. The soul, your true essence, is not the breath itself, nor the thoughts, nor the feelings. The soul is the silent, changeless awareness in which all of these things arise and pass away. Your deepest self is the stillness. It is the vast, empty space of pure potential, and it yearns to be recognized. The conflict, then, is between the ego's terror of annihilation and the soul's deep longing for homecoming. When you deliberately bring your attention to the pause between your breaths, you are standing directly on this sacred and terrifying threshold. It is why, when first attempting this, a small panic can arise. A sudden, urgent need to gasp for air, a feeling of claustrophobia, a thought that I can't do this. This is not a failure of your lungs. It is the resistance of the ego, fighting for its perceived survival as it approaches the vast, silent stillness of its own source. Let us reframe this space. It is not an emptiness to be feared, but a gateway to be entered. It is the eye of the hurricane. It is the silent fulcrum upon which the lever of your entire existence pivots. There are two primary gateways in each cycle of breath. There is the pause at the top of the inhalation, a space of fullness, pregnant with the prana you have just received. And there is the pause at the bottom of the exhalation, a space of emptiness, of surrender, a return to the pure potential before creation. In these moments, the duality of life ceases. The pendulum of in and out, of receiving and releasing, hangs perfectly still. At this 0 point, the time-bound, thinking mind loses its traction. For a precious instant, the inner narrator falls silent. In this gap, you are not thinking, you are not doing, you simply are. You are touching the fabric of pure, unfiltered consciousness itself. Imagine you throw a ball high into the air. The inhalation is the upward journey, an act of intention and energy, defying gravity. The exhalation is the downward journey, an act of surrender, of letting go, of returning to the earth. We are familiar with these two movements, but the true magic happens at the very apex of the throw. For one immeasurable instant, the ball is perfectly still. It is neither rising nor falling. It has reached the peak of its potential and is about to begin its graceful return. In that single point of stillness is contained all the memory of the ascent and all the potential of the descent. It is a moment of perfect, dynamic balance. This is the space between your breaths. It is the still point of your turning world. We will now learn to enter this still point, not with force, but with gentle curiosity. This practice is about awareness, not endurance. Let me state this with absolute clarity. This is not a breath-holding competition. There is no prize for turning blue. The moment you feel any strain, any tension in your throat, any sense of panic or air hunger, you have gone past the point of meditative practice and into the realm of egoic striving. The goal is to find a comfortable, serene stillness, a sahaja, or spontaneous pause. The length of the pause is irrelevant. The quality of your awareness within it is everything. Please sit comfortably, your spine tall and your heart open. Let us begin by exploring the gateway at the top of the breath. Take a slow, smooth and comfortable breath in through your nose, filling your lungs to about 80% of their capacity. Do not strain to take in the absolute maximum amount of air, just a comfortable full breath. Now, at the top, instead of immediately exhaling, simply pause. Do not clamp down your throat or tense your shoulders. Just cease the momentum of the inhale, and for a count of 2 or 3 or 4, whatever feels utterly serenerist in the fullness. In this pause, turn your awareness inward like a powerful searchlight. Listen with your whole being. In this cathedral of silence, what is present? Feel the potency of the prana you have just received, a vibrant, still energy held within you. This is the stillness of fullness, of potentiality. Feel the deep calm that lies beneath the body's urge to continue the cycle. You are the master of the rhythm. Now, exhale slowly, smoothly, and completely. Let the breath pour out of you like honey. Let's explore the other gateway. After that complete exhalation, before you take the next breath in, once again, pause. Rest in the emptiness for a comfortable count of 2 or 3 or 4. Do not panic. You have plenty of time. In this stillness, feel the deep peace of surrender. There is nothing left to do, nothing left to let go of. This is the stillness of the void, the peace of pure being, the silence from which all sound is born. It is your true home. Now, let us link these together into a gentle, rhythmic cycle. We will create a box of breath. I will guide you with a gentle count, but please, feel free to adapt it to your own comfortable capacity. The count is a guide, not a rule. Let us begin. Inhale slowly for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Now pause at the top. Rest in the fullness for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale smoothly and completely for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. And pause at the bottom. Rest in the quiet emptiness for 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold in serene fullness, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold in peaceful emptiness, 2, 3, 4. Continue this on your own for a few more cycles. Your entire universe is now contained within this sacred rhythm. The inhalation, the fullness, the exhalation, the emptiness. Within the two pauses, you are touching the timeless. You are stepping outside the stream of thought and dipping your toes into the great ocean of pure consciousness. Now, let go of the counting. Let your breath return to its natural rhythm and just sit in the resonance of the practice. Notice the deep stillness that has settled not just in your body, but in the very fabric of your mind. By consciously visiting the space between breaths, you have reminded yourself of your true nature. You are not the waves of the breath, but the silent ocean itself. Practicing this regularly, even for just a few minutes a day, has a profound effect. It deconditions the primal fear of stillness. It teaches you, on a cellular level, that the void is not a threat, but a source of profound peace and power. By learning to be comfortable in the pause, you learn to be more present and less reactive in your life. You create space in your own consciousness. You begin to access the deep well of intuition and creativity that can only be heard in the silence between the notes. You have discovered the silent source, the still point within. You know now, through direct experience, that you are not just the river of breath or the vessel of the body. You are the vast, silent, conscious space in which the entire drama of life unfolds. And with this newfound sensitivity, with this attunement to the subtle and the silent, we can now begin to expand our awareness outwards, to feel the luminous energy field that this inner source generates, a field of light that extends beyond your skin. We will learn to sense your own aura. Having discovered the silent, radiant source within you, the still point in the heart of the breath, we now explore a fundamental truth. This inner light does not remain contained. Like any lamp, its purpose is to shine. Like any fire, its nature is to radiate warmth. The energy of prana, which you have learned to feel as a subtle hum, to guide with the river of your breath, and to receive with conscious intention, does not stop at the boundary of your skin. Your skin is not a concrete wall, it is a permeable membrane. The light of your being shines through it, extending outwards into the space around you, creating a luminous, energetic atmosphere that is as real as your physical body. This is your auric field. We live in a culture that has built a prison for its perception. It is a prison with 5 walls, corresponding to our 5 senses. We have been meticulously trained to believe that reality is only that which can be seen, heard, touched, tasted, or smelled. We are taught to trust our instruments, our measurements, and our rational, analytical minds above all else. Anything that falls outside of this narrow spectrum of perception is often dismissed as imagination, wishful thinking, or delusion. We have become masters of the material world, and in the process, we have become numb to the subtle, energetic realities that our ancestors took for granted. For most of human history, the concept of a life force, an energy body, was not a fringe belief. It was a foundational understanding of life. We have forgotten that we possess senses beyond the obvious 5, subtle faculties of perception that can feel energy, sense intention, and perceive the unseen currents that flow between all things. This has created a deep conflict between our innate intuition and our conditioned intellect. You have certainly experienced this. Have you ever walked into a room just after an argument has occurred and felt that the air was thick with tension, even if everyone is now silent? Have you ever felt someone staring at the back of your head, only to turn around and find that you were right? Have you had an instant, inexplicable feeling of warmth and trust towards a complete stranger, or a subtle feeling of unease around another, despite their perfectly pleasant demeanor. This is your subtle perception at work. Your energy field is interacting with the energy of the room or the other person, and it is sending clear information back to you. But what do we typically do with this information? Our rational mind immediately steps in to invalidate it. It's just a coincidence, it says. You're just being judgmental. Don't be so silly. We are conditioned to trust the skeptical voice of the intellect over the clear, direct knowing of our own feeling sense. The inner conflict is the fear of being seen as irrational, as flaky, or woo-woo, warring against the undeniable truth of our own experience. Today, we give ourselves permission to honor our experience. The core message is this: the prana that vitalizes your body radiates outwards from it, creating a multi-layered, egg-shaped cocoon of light and energy that completely surrounds you. This field, often called the aura, is your true personal space. It is your energetic atmosphere, the weather system of your personal presence. It is constantly shifting in color, density, and vibrancy based on your thoughts, your emotions, and your physical health. When you are feeling joyful, healthy, and full of love, your aura is large, bright, and resilient. When you are feeling sad, ill, or angry, it can become smaller, duller, and more porous. To understand this, let us use our metaphor of the fire. Think of your physical body as the solid logs burning in a hearth. The logs are the visible, tangible source of the fire. But the influence of that fire extends far beyond the logs themselves. First, it radiates light, which you can see from across the room. Second, and perhaps more importantly, it radiates heat. You cannot see the heat. There is no physical substance to it that your eyes can detect. Yet, you can feel it undeniably on your skin as you draw near. You can feel its comforting warmth, its life-giving energy. Your aura is the heat of your inner fire. It is an invisible, but directly perceivable, field of radiant energy. And just as you can feel the difference between the gentle heat of a hearth and the scorching heat of a forest fire, others can feel the quality of the energy you are radiating. This may seem like an abstract concept, so let us now move it from the realm of theory into the realm of direct, tangible experience. We will perform a simple exercise to allow you to feel your own pranic field, your own aura, with your own two hands. Please sit comfortably. Let your hands hang loosely at your sides for a moment and give them a good shake, as if you are shaking water off them. This helps to release any tension and awaken the energy channels. Now, bring your hands together in front of your chest and begin to rub your palms against each other briskly. Rub them with some vigor, generating a nice feeling of warmth. Do this for about 30 to 60 seconds. As you do this, you are not creating energy. You are simply using friction to amplify the pranic energy that is already concentrated in your palms and bringing your conscious awareness to it. The palms of our hands are powerful energy centers, or minor chakras. Now, stop rubbing. Hold your hands perfectly still for a moment, and then, very, very slowly, begin to pull them apart. Stop when your palms are about 4 to 6 inches away from each other, facing one another, as if you are holding a small, invisible ball. Now, be absolutely still. Close your eyes, and bring your entire focus, your entire awareness, to the space between your hands. What do you feel? There is no right answer, only your experience. For most people, the first sensation is the warmth you generated. But look underneath that. Can you feel a subtle tingling, like a faint static electricity? Can you feel a sense of pressure, as if the air between your hands is thicker, more substantial than the air around them? Some people feel a gentle, magnetic-like push, a resistance that prevents their hands from touching. Others feel a gentle pull. For some, it feels like holding a soft, invisible ball of energy. Now, let's play with this sensation. Very slowly, Move your hands just a fraction of an inch closer together. Does the feeling intensify? Now, move them a little farther apart. Does it dissipate? Gently compress the space between your hands as if you are squeezing that invisible ball of energy. Can you feel its resilience, its substance? Rotate your hands slightly so your fingers are pointing upwards. Does the sensation change? Just explore this for a minute. Be a curious scientist of your own inner world. This feeling, this warmth, this tingling, this pressure, this magnetic cushion, this is prana. This is your own life force. You are not imagining it. You are directly perceiving the energy field that radiates from your body, concentrated between your hands. You have just felt your own aura. This tangible proof is more powerful than any book you could read or any lecture you could hear. You now have the direct, experiential knowing that you are more than just your physical body. You are a being of light, a being of energy. Now, you can gently let your hands fall back to your lap. Rest for a moment and absorb this realization. That same energy you just felt between your hands is radiating from your entire body. It surrounds your head, your torso, your legs. You are sitting in the center of your own luminous, energetic cocoon. This field is your first point of contact with the world around you. Before your words are heard, your energy is felt. Before your hand is shaken, your aura has already communicated with the aura of the other person. This is why you feel instantly drained around some people and energized around others. It is an exchange of pranic energy, an auric conversation taking place on a silent, vibrational level. You have now awakened a new sense, a new faculty of perception. You have moved beyond the prison of the five senses and into the boundless world of energetic awareness. You are no longer living in ignorance of this vital aspect of your being, and with this new awareness comes a new responsibility. Just as you lock the door to your physical house to protect it, you must also learn how to manage and protect your energetic house. Now that you can feel your aura, the next logical and essential step is to learn how to keep it strong, vibrant, and resilient, so that you are no longer a helpless victim of the energetic weather around you. We will now learn how to build your own energetic shield. You have felt the luminous field of your own aura, the radiant heat from your inner fire. You now possess the direct, experiential knowledge that your being does not end at your skin. You are a star, radiating light and energy into the space around you. And like any star, you exist within a vast cosmos filled with other stars, planets, and celestial bodies, each emitting its own unique energy, its own gravitational pull. In our daily lives, this cosmos is the sea of humanity. We are constantly moving through the energetic fields of others, just as they are moving through ours. In an ideal world, this would be a beautiful dance of light. But in the world as it is, filled with stress, fear, and unprocessed pain, navigating this energetic sea without protection is like setting sail in a storm without a sturdy ship. Many of us, particularly those with a sensitive and compassionate nature, move through the world as energetic sponges. We have not learned to differentiate between our own emotions and the emotions of others. Our auric field is so open and porous that we indiscriminately absorb the energetic weather of our environment. You walk into your office feeling centered and happy, but after sitting near a chronically complaining co-worker for an hour, you feel drained, irritable, and heavy without knowing why. You go to a crowded shopping mall feeling fine, but leave feeling anxious, overwhelmed, and utterly exhausted. You have a phone call with a loved one who is in distress, and after you hang up, you feel their sadness and despair as if it were your own. This is not just empathy. This is a lack of energetic boundaries. It is a state of being a victim to the emotional currents around you, a noble but ultimately unsustainable way to live. This leads to a painful inner conflict for the sensitive soul. Your heart genuinely wants to be open, to connect, to help, to love. but your nervous system and your energy body are constantly being assaulted, leaving you feeling depleted and raw. This conflict often leads to one of two unhealthy coping mechanisms. The first is withdrawal. You become a hermit, avoiding social situations, turning down invitations, and isolating yourself to preserve your precious energy. You protect yourself, but at the cost of connection and joy. The second is to become cynical and jaded. You build hard, permanent walls around your heart. You shut down your sensitivity because it is too painful, and in doing so, you shut down your ability to truly love and connect. You become a fortress, safe but lonely. But there is a third way, a way to remain open-hearted, engaged with the world, and full of love, while also maintaining your own energetic integrity and sovereignty. This is the way of the conscious shield. It is the understanding that you can and must learn to manage your own energy field. The first thing to understand is that creating a shield is not an act of fear. A wall is built from fear, from a desire to keep the world out. A shield is created from self-love, from the wisdom that in order to be a true source of light in the world, you must first keep your own lamp from being blown out by the wind. It is an act of profound self-respect. It is energetic hygiene, as essential as washing your hands. By keeping your own field clear, you have more energy, more clarity, and more love to offer others. But you offer it from a place of fullness, not from a place of depletion. The most useful metaphor for this practice is that of a raincoat. A raincoat does not express a fear of the rain. It is not an attempt to stop the rain from falling. It is a wise and practical tool that allows you to walk through a downpour and arrive at your destination warm and dry. Your energetic shield is your pranic raincoat. It does not isolate you from the world. It allows you to navigate the world's often turbulent, energetic weather without getting soaked by its negativity. A conversation with an angry person is like a shower of acid rain. A crowded, chaotic environment is like a blizzard of conflicting energies. Your shield allows you to be present in these situations without taking on the energy as your own. Let us now practice creating this essential tool. We will build your bubble of light. It is best to learn this in a quiet, safe space so that it becomes an automatic and easily accessible skill when you need it out in the world. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes and take 2 or 3 deep, centering breaths. Feel your feet on the floor, your connection to the solid earth beneath you. You are grounded. You are here. Now, bring your awareness to the center of your chest, to your heart space. Imagine in this space a small, brilliant spark of light. This is the pilot light of your inner fire, the silent source we have discovered. With your next inhalation, imagine you are drawing energy up from the very core of the earth through the soles of your feet, and simultaneously drawing energy down from the highest point of the cosmos through the crown of your head. See these two streams of powerful, vital energy meeting and merging in your heart, causing that spark to grow into a blazing, radiant sun. Now, on your next exhalation, visualize this sun in your heart expanding. See it push outwards in all directions in front of you, behind you, to your left and right, above your head and below your feet. With each breath, this sphere of light grows larger and brighter. See it expand past the boundaries of your physical body until it forms a perfect, seamless, egg-shaped bubble of shimmering, opalescent light. This bubble extends a few feet around you in every direction, completely enclosing your physical body and your entire auric field. Take a moment to see it. Perhaps it is a brilliant white gold, perhaps it is a diamond-like, crystalline light. Choose the color that feels most powerful and protective to you. Now comes the most important step, programming your shield. A visualization is just a picture. An intention makes it a powerful tool. As you sit inside this beautiful, powerful bubble of light, set a clear and firm intention for it. You can speak these words silently, in your own heart, with a feeling of absolute authority. You are the sovereign of this space. You might say something like this: "This shield is a semi-permeable membrane of light. It allows my own love and light to shine out freely. It allows all energies of unconditional love, peace, and wisdom to enter freely. Any and all other energisani, fear, anger, judgment, or psychic debris that come into contact with this shield are instantly and automatically neutralized, purified, and grounded into the earth, or reflected back to their source, transmuted into love. I am safe. I am sovereign. I am contained within my own sacred space." And so it is. Feel the power of this declaration. Feel the shield humming with this intelligence, this purpose. It is not a rigid wall. It is a smart filter. It is a living membrane of light, animated by your own consciousness. Now, just sit inside your shield for a minute. How does it feel? Notice the sense of peace, of safety, of containment. It is like being in a quiet, serene room while a storm rages outside your window. You can still see the storm. You are aware of it, but you are not being battered by it. You are untouchable. This is your natural state of energetic integrity. When you are ready, you can open your eyes. Know that this shield remains with you. It is a simple, powerful practice that takes less than a minute, but can completely transform your daily experience. Before you leave your house in the morning, put on your energetic raincoat. Before you enter a crowded meeting, activate your shield. Before you answer a difficult phone call, take one breath to expand your bubble of light. This practice will move you from being a victim of your energetic environment to being a conscious and empowered creator of your own experience. You will find that you have more energy, more patience, and more compassion for others, because you are no longer sacrificing your own well-being in the process of interacting with them. You have learned to protect your personal sanctuary, the sacred space of your own being. Now, with this understanding of energetic hygiene, we can extend this principle beyond your personal field and into the physical spaces you inhabit, for they too hold energy and have a profound impact on your inner state. We will now learn to clear the energy of your most important sanctuary, your own home. You have learned to tend to your inner fire, to feel its radiant heat in the form of your aura, and to protect this personal sanctuary with a shield of light. You have become the conscious keeper of your own sacred space. Now, we extend this principle of energetic hygiene outwards, from the invisible architecture of your aura to the physical architecture of your most intimate environment, your own home. For your home is not merely a collection of walls, furniture, and possessions. It is a living energy field, a resonant chamber that constantly absorbs, holds, and radiates the energy of your life. It is your third skin. We live with a peculiar form of blindness. We are acutely aware of the physical state of our homes. We notice the dust on a shelf, the crack in a wall, the need for a new coat of paint. We invest time and money in aesthetics, choosing colors and styles that reflect our personality. Yet, we remain largely oblivious to the energetic state of our surroundings. We have not been taught to sense the invisible atmosphere, the vibe of a place. But you have felt it, even if your rational mind dismissed it. You have walked into one home and felt an immediate sense of peace and welcome, a lightness in the air that made you want to stay. You have walked into another that, despite being perfectly tidy, felt heavy, oppressive, or sad. This difference is not just in your imagination, it is the palpable reality of the pranic energy that has saturated the space. Your home is an extension of you. It is a silent witness to your life. It absorbs your joy after a celebration, your grief after a loss, your anger after an argument, your anxiety during a stressful week. These emotions are not abstract. They are energetic events that leave a residue, an imprint on the very fabric of the space. An argument does not simply vanish when the shouting stops. It leaves behind a sharp, discordant energy that lingers in the air. A period of sadness can create a cold, damp, heavy feeling that clings to the corners of a room. Over time, without conscious clearing, this accumulation of energetic debris creates a stagnant and unhealthy environment. Your home, which should be a sanctuary where you recharge, becomes an energetic swamp that drains your vitality, stifles your creativity, and keeps you tethered to old emotional patterns. This creates an inner conflict that many people feel but cannot name. You feel restless, uninspired, or even vaguely uneasy in the very place you are supposed to feel most safe. You long for your home to be a haven, but it feels more like a cage. This feeling of being stuck in your home is often a direct reflection of being stuck in some area of your life, and the stagnant energy of your environment creates a feedback loop, reinforcing the inner stagnation. The inertia we feel, the unwillingness to change the space, comes from a lack of knowing. We don't realize that we are not just passive inhabitants. We are the energetic caretakers of our domain, and we possess the power to consciously and dramatically shift its atmosphere. To begin this practice, we must fully embrace the metaphor of the home as our third skin. Your first skin is your physical body. Your second skin is your luminous aura. Your third skin is your home. You would not go for weeks without washing your body. You have now learned the importance of cleansing and protecting your aura. It is just as essential to regularly bathe the energy of your home. To live in a space filled with stagnant, negative prana while trying to maintain a high personal vibration is like trying to stay clean while sitting in a mud puddle. It is a constant uphill battle. By clearing and consecrating your home, you create a powerful container that supports and amplifies all of your inner work. You turn your home into a recharging station, a true temple for your soul. The process of clearing your space is a beautiful and empowering ritual. It is best done with a sense of deliberate, mindful intention. Let us walk through the essential steps. The first step is always physical. Energetic grime loves to cling to physical grime and clutter. Therefore, the most profound spiritual space clearing you can ever do is to physically clean and declutter your home. This is the non-negotiable foundation. Go through your possessions. Pick up each object and ask, does this uplift my energy? Does it represent who I am now or who I used to be? Release what is old, broken, or no longer serves you. Letting go of physical objects is a powerful way to release stagnant energy and signal to the universe that you are making space for the new. Then, do a thorough physical cleaning. Dust, vacuum, wipe down surfaces. As you do so, hold the intention that you are not just removing dirt, but also clearing away old, heavy energies. The second step is to let the house breathe. Just as we use our breath to cleanse our bodies, the house needs to breathe. Open every window and door that you can, even if it's for just 10 minutes on a cold day. Allow fresh air and, most importantly, sunlight to flood the space. Sunlight is full of high-frequency prana and is one of nature's most powerful purifiers. Visualize the old, heavy, stagnant air flowing out of the windows and fresh, clean, vibrant energy pouring in. This is the great exhalation and inhalation of your home. The third step is the active, energetic purge. Once the physical space is clean and ventilated, you can use more subtle tools to break up any remaining dense energy. The power of these tools lies in vibration and in your intention. One of the simplest tools is sound. Stagnant energy is characterized by a low, slow vibration. Sharp, clear, high-frequency sounds can shatter these dense patterns. You can walk through your home, paying special attention to corners and closets where energy tends to get stuck, and clap your hands loudly. You can use a bell, a singing bowl, or chimes. As you create the sound, hold the intention. With this sound, I shatter and dissolve all negative or stagnant energy. Feel the vibration of the sound purifying the space. Another ancient and powerful tool is smoke, a practice often called smudging. Sacred herbs like sage or woods like Palo Santo, when burned, release a smoke that has a purifying quality. The principle is that the aromatic smoke attaches itself to heavy, negative energy, and as the smoke rises and dissipates, it carries the old energy away with it. To do this, you would light your sage stick or Palo Santo, let it catch fire for a moment, and then gently blow it out so it is smoldering and producing a steady stream of smoke. Starting at your front door, move clockwise through your home, wafting the smoke into all corners, closets, and rooms. As you do, hold the prayer or intention, "I cleanse this space of all energies that do not serve the highest good. May this home be a sanctuary of peace, love, and light." But above all these, tool sound, smoke, or any crystals or sprays you might use, the most powerful tool is, and always will be, your own focused consciousness. You can clear your entire home with nothing but your powerful intention. Stand in the center of a room. Ground yourself. Take a few deep breaths and call upon the image of a brilliant ball of golden or white light in your heart. Then, just as you did when creating your shield, visualize this light expanding outwards from you, but this time, let it grow to fill the entire room. See it push into every corner, every drawer, every molecule of air, transmuting anything dark or heavy into pure, brilliant light. Hold this visualization until you can feel the room as being completely full of this radiant energy. Then move to the next room and repeat, "You are the source of the cleansing." When you have finished, stand in the center of your home and make a final declaration of consecration. You can say something like, "This space is now cleansed, blessed, and sealed. It is a sanctuary of peace, health, joy, and unconditional love for all who dwell here." And so it is. Feel the truth of these words. The atmosphere will feel lighter, clearer, more peaceful. Make this a regular practice. Cleanse your space weekly or whenever it begins to feel heavy. Always cleanse it after an illness, an argument, or a visit from a particularly negative person. By taking conscious care of your third skin, you create a powerful, supportive environment that nurtures your soul and accelerates your journey. You have now established a pristine container, a true sanctuary for your life. But life is not always peaceful. Inevitably, challenges and pain will arise. Instead of just clearing this pain after the fact, we will now turn inward again to learn the sacred alchemy of meeting discomfort head-on, of breathing directly into it and transforming it from the inside out. You have learned to cleanse and protect your personal sanctuary and to clear the very space in which you live. You have meticulously created a pristine container for your life force, and yet, life, in its infinite and often challenging wisdom, will inevitably bring experiences that test this container. Life brings pressure, it brings loss, it brings change. Life brings pain, physical discomfort, emotional heartache, spiritual crisis. These are not signs that you have done something wrong. They are an unavoidable, essential part of the curriculum of being human. For too long, we have been taught that the goal is to avoid pain. But the true path of mastery is not about avoiding pain. It is about transforming our relationship to it. Today, we learn the sacred alchemy of pain. Our most fundamental, deeply ingrained instinct is to move away from pain. It is a primal survival mechanism. If you touch a hot stove, you do not pause to contemplate the sensation. You recoil instantly. This reflex serves us well in moments of immediate physical danger, but we have mistakenly applied this same recoil reflex to all forms of discomfort, especially the deeper currents of emotional and chronic physical pain. When a wave of grief rises in our chest, our instinct is to push it down. When a persistent anxiety gnaws at our stomach, we distract ourselves with work or entertainment. When a chronic ache flares up in our back, We numb it with medication and try to ignore it. We have become masters of evasion, experts in the art of not feeling what is actually present in our bodies. This creates a painful paradox and a tremendous inner conflict. The thing we want most in the world is for the pain to end, and so we turn our backs on it, hoping it will get the message and leave. But pain is simply a signal. It is a messenger from a part of your body or your soul that is in desperate need of your attention. The more you ignore the messenger, the louder it must shout to be heard. The more you resist the sensation, the more tense and contracted your body becomes around it, which only intensifies the original pain. This creates a vicious cycle. You are clenched in resistance against the very thing you want to release. Your desire for relief is at war with your fear of the sensation itself. You are afraid that if you truly allow yourself to feel the depth of this pain, it will overwhelm you, that it will be a fire that consumes you or an ocean that drowns you. So you live in a state of tense truce, never truly feeling the pain, but never truly being free from it either. A state that drains your life force and keeps you a prisoner. To break this cycle, we must adopt a radically new understanding. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is simply energy that is blocked, concentrated, or in a state of disharmony. Imagine the free-flowing river of prana within you. Pain is simply a place where a dam has formed, where the energy has become stuck and stagnant, creating immense pressure. Your body, in its infinite intelligence, is sending you a precise signal, pointing and saying, "Here, bring your attention, here, this is where the flow is blocked." Your pain is a map to your own liberation. Let us use a metaphor. Imagine a rope with a tight, complex knot in it. Your instinct, your desire to be rid of the knot, is to grab both ends of the rope and pull as hard as you can. What happens? The knot becomes tighter, harder, more dense and intractable. This is what we do when we resist our pain. We pull against it, tensing our whole being, and the knot of pain only becomes more solidified. The only way to undo a knot is to do the opposite. You must stop pulling, you must relax the rope, and you must bring your gentle, patient, precise attention directly to the knot itself. You must use your fingers to feel its contours, to understand how it is tangled, to gently loosen one fiber at a time. Your conscious, loving breath is these gentle fingers. When you breathe into your pain, you are ceasing to pull on the rope and beginning, finally, to untie the knot. Another way to see it is to imagine the pain as a solid block of ice frozen in the river of your energy system. It is cold, hard, and it obstructs the flow. You can try to fight it, to chip away at it with the hammer of your resistance, but this is exhausting and often just creates more sharp edges. The alchemy of breath offers a different way. Your conscious, loving breath is like a current of warm water. It does not attack the ice. It simply flows around it, over it, through it. It surrounds the block of ice with gentle, persistent warmth. And what happens to ice when it is surrounded by warmth? It does not shatter. It melts. It softens at the edges. And little by little, it transforms from its hard, frozen, painful state back into liquid, flowing water, rejoining the river of life. Let us now try this gentle and powerful practice. I invite you to bring your awareness to a place of mild to moderate discomfort in your body. For this first time, please do not choose your most extreme or acute pain. Choose something manageable. A tension in your shoulders, a dull ache in your lower back, a feeling of tightness in your stomach. We are learning a new skill, and it is wise to start on a gentle slope. Once you have identified a sensation, close your eyes. Your first task is to become a neutral, curious observer. Drop the story attached to the pain, the story of how it got there or when it will leave. For now, just meet the pure, raw sensation. Where is it located precisely? If you had to draw a line around it, what would its shape be? Does it have a temperature? Is it hot, cold, or neutral? Is it a sharp, stabbing feeling, or a dull, throbbing one? Is it vibrating or still? Do not judge the sensations, just notice them as a scientist would observe a phenomenon without prejudice. Now, you will begin to breathe with it. Imagine that your breath, this river of life, can be guided anywhere in your body by your intention. On your next inhalation, visualize and feel your breath flowing down into your body, not attacking the sensation, but moving gently towards it. Imagine the breath flowing all around the edges of the knot surrounding the block of ice. Imagine this breath is imbued with a quality of warm, spacious, loving acceptance. It is a golden, healing light. As you inhale, you are not trying to blast the pain away. This is a crucial shift. You are bringing it companionship. You are saying to this part of yourself, with your breath, I am here with you. I see you. I am not afraid of you. I am bringing you the warmth of my presence. Now, as you exhale, imagine the breath flowing out from that very spot. And as it flows out, visualize it carrying with it just a little bit of the hardness, a little of the tension. Imagine the edges of the block of ice softening and melting, just a tiny fraction. Imagine the fibers of the knot loosening just a little. Do not expect the pain to vanish. Simply intend a softening, a gentle release. Let us continue this for a few minutes. Inhale, bringing warm, spacious, loving breath directly into the heart of the discomfort. Your breath says, I am with you. Rest with it for a moment. Then, exhale, and as the breath leaves that spot, let it carry a layer of tension with it. Your exhale says, you may soften, you may release. Breathe into the center of the tightness, surround it, permeate it with your warm, conscious presence. Then, breathe out from the center of the tightness, inviting it to soften, to melt, to release its grip, even just 5%. Continue this gentle, rhythmic alchemy. You are not at war with your body. You are a compassionate collaborator in its healing. You are bringing consciousness, the ultimate healing agent, to a place that has been starved of it. You are bringing warmth to a place that has been frozen in contraction. Now, let your breath return to normal. Bring your awareness back to your whole body and check in again with that area of discomfort. Has it changed? Perhaps the intensity has lessened. Perhaps the quality of the sensation has shifted from sharp to dull. Perhaps it has not changed at all. But notice if your relationship to it has changed. Do you feel less afraid of it? Do you feel more at peace with its presence? This shift in relationship is the true alchemy. When you cease to be at war with your pain, your suffering ends, even if the sensation remains for a time. You have moved from being a victim of your pain to being its compassionate witness. This is the secret that the sages have always known. The way out is through. The path to release is acceptance. The cure for resistance is presence. You now hold the key to transforming your experience of any discomfort life may bring. You know now that you do not have to run, you do not have to numb, you do not have to fear. You can turn towards any sensation with the gentle, powerful, and transformative warmth of your own conscious breath. You have learned to meet the pain of the present moment. We will now take this sacred principle and apply it to the deeper, more complex knots of our past, the places where old pain has crystallized into emotional trauma. You have learned the powerful alchemy of meeting present moment discomfort with the warmth of your breath. You have faced the knotted energy of physical and emotional pain and discovered that you are not its victim, but its compassionate witness. We now take this sacred principle and venture into the deeper chambers of the heart, to the places where old pain has crystallized into the echoes of the past. We turn our attention to the healing of emotional trauma. Let us first define what we mean by trauma. The word can feel intimidating, reserved for only the most catastrophic events. But in an energetic sense, trauma is any experience from your past that was too overwhelming for your nervous system to fully process at the time. It was a moment when the incoming energy it fear, grief, shock, or shame was too much, too fast, and your system, in an act of self-preservation, had to freeze that experience, locking it away in your body and your energy field. The emotional processing was interrupted, left unfinished. And so, the trauma does not become a memory that recedes into the past. It becomes a ghost, a pocket of frozen time that lives perpetually in the present moment of your subconscious. This is why trauma feels like a haunting. A particular sound, a certain smell, a tone of voice can act as a trigger, instantly pulling you out of the present and plunging you back into the emotional and physiological state of the original event. You are not just remembering, you are reliving the echo. This creates a painful and confusing inner conflict. Your conscious mind knows you are safe in the present. It knows the past is over. Yet, your body and your emotions are telling you a different story. They are still fighting a battle that ended long ago. This can lead to a feeling of being broken, of being powerless to escape the gravitational pull of your own history. There can be a fear that if you were to truly let go of the story of your pain, you would lose a part of your identity, for your suffering has shaped you for so long. And beneath it all lies the same fundamental fear we encountered before, but magnified, the terror that to truly feel the undigested pain from that original moment would utterly shatter you now. But here is the sacred truth. You are not the same person who first endured that pain. You are here, now, with more wisdom, more strength, and with a powerful, conscious tool you did not have then, the tool of your own pranic breath. You are not going back to relive the trauma. You are going back as a loving and powerful healer to complete the process and liberate the frozen energy. Our core message here is one of profound hope. We cannot change the events of the past. The facts of our history are written, but we can absolutely change, transform, and heal their energetic charge in the present. We can strip the memory of its power to cause us pain. We can honor the scar without having to constantly reopen the wound. Imagine your pure, luminous energy field as a sheet of pristine white paper. A traumatic event is like a dark splash of indelible ink. For years, you may have tried to ignore the stain, hoping it would fade. You may have tried to cover it with new, brighter colors. Or you may have tried to violently scrub it away, only to find you were smudging the ink and tearing the delicate paper of your own soul. The path of pranic healing is entirely different. It is the path of gentle, persistent cleansing. Imagine placing this ink-stained paper under a steady, continuous stream of clear, pure water. This water is your conscious, loving breath, filled with the light of prana. At first, as the water flows, the change is imperceptible. But breath by breath, day by day, as the pure water of your presence washes over the old stain, the hard edges of the ink begin to soften, the dark pigment begins to dissolve, the stain begins to lighten, fading from black to a deep gray, then to a soft shadow, until one day you look at the paper and see that what was once a stark, painful mark is now just a faint trace, a part of the paper's history, but no longer the defining feature of its landscape. It has been integrated, it has been healed. We will now begin this gentle washing process. This is deep and sacred work. I ask you to approach it with the utmost tenderness and self-compassion. For this exercise, please choose a memory or a past hurt that still carries an emotional charge, but one that is moderate, not overwhelming. Do not, for your first time, choose the deepest trauma of your life. This is a skill we are building, a muscle we are developing. Your safety and your feeling of control are the highest priorities. If at any point the feelings become too intense, I want you to immediately open your eyes, feel your feet firmly on the floor, look around the room you are in, and bring your awareness back to the simple physical sensation of your body in the chair. You can always return to this practice another time. You are in charge. When you are ready, Close your eyes. Gently, without force, allow the memory you have chosen to come to mind. Do not get lost in the story, the details of what happened. Instead, bring your attention immediately to your body. As this memory arises, where do you feel its echo in your body right now? Is it a tightness in your throat? A hollow ache in your solar plexus? A heavy weight on your heart? Locate the physical sensation of this old emotion. This is the ink stain. This is where the energy is frozen. Now, as you did before, you will breathe with this sensation, but we will add a new layer of intention. As you inhale, you are not to breathe into the memory. You are to breathe into yourself, right here, right now. On your inhalation, consciously breathe in the energy and the resources that your younger self needed then, but did not have. Breathe in a profound sense of safety. Breathe in the feeling of unwavering strength. Breathe in the presence of a wise, loving protector. See this healing energy as a beautiful golden light, the light of Prana, filling your entire being with support and resilience. You are resourcing your present self. Then, as you exhale, gently breathe out from that place in your body where the old pain is stored. With your out-breath, you are giving this old, frozen energy permission to melt, to move, to leave your system. Visualize it leaving you as a gray, murky smoke. Breathe out the old fear. Breathe out the old sadness. Breathe out the old anger. You are not pushing or forcing. You are simply opening the door and allowing what is ready to be released to depart peacefully. Let us cycle through this for a few moments. Inhale golden light, safety, strength, and love for your present self. Exhale gray smoke, releasing the old frozen energy from that specific place in your body. You are bringing the healed, powerful adult you are today to sit with the wounded part of you from the past, and you are lending it your strength and your breath. Now, we introduce the most powerful healing frequency of all: forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about condoning what happened. It is not about saying that the past was okay. Forgiveness is an act of profound self-liberation. It is the act of willingly cutting the energetic cord that ties you to a painful person or event, not for their sake, but for yours. It is the choice to put down the heavy burden of resentment so that you no longer have to carry it. As you continue the breathing cycle, add this intention to your exhalation. As you breathe out the gray smoke, you can silently say in your heart, "I forgive you, I release you." If forgiving another feels like too much right now, that is perfectly fine. Begin with the most important person, yourself. As you exhale, say, "I forgive myself for holding on to this for so long. I release this burden from my heart." Inhale golden, loving light. Exhale, releasing the cords of the past with the vibration of forgiveness. Do this with as much sincerity as you can muster, knowing that it is the ultimate act of reclaiming your own power. When you feel complete for now, gently let the memory fade. Let the visualizations dissolve. Bring your awareness back to your heart in the present moment. Place a hand over your heart and thank yourself. Thank your body, your heart, your soul for its immense courage in doing this sacred work. Feel your own presence, here and now, whole and complete. This work is like peeling an onion. You may have just released one layer, and another may present itself in the future. Be patient. You have now learned the process. You now know that you are not defined by the stains of your past. You are the clear water of consciousness that can, over time, purify anything. You are no longer the haunted. You are the healer. You have courageously met the shadows and brought them into the light of your presence. By releasing these heavy, dense energies, you have created more space within your vessel. Now that this space is available, we will learn how to fill it with the highest and most transformative vibrations possible. We will learn the simple yet profound alchemy of gratitude. You have walked through the shadowed valleys of the past, holding the lamp of your own conscious breath. You have met the frozen energies of old pain and trauma with the warmth of your presence and have begun the sacred work of thawing, releasing, and forgiving. In doing so, you have performed a profound act of spiritual housekeeping. You have cleared out the heavy, dense furniture of old resentments and grief, creating a vast, open, and clean space within the temple of your being. Now, a crucial question arises. With what will you furnish this newly cleansed space? Having released the lowest vibrations, we now learn to consciously cultivate the very highest. We turn to the simplest, most powerful, and most transformative force in the universe. We turn to the alchemy of gratitude. In our ordinary state of consciousness, the human mind is a magnificent but deeply flawed instrument. It is conditioned for survival, and so its primary function is to scan for problems. It is a master diagnostician of what is wrong, what is missing, what is lacking, what could be a threat. We live in a world of breathtaking abundance, yet our minds are trained to focus with laser-like precision on the one thing that is out of place. We can have 100 things go right in a day, but we will obsess over the one thing that went wrong. We can be surrounded by loving people, but we will ruminate on the one person who slighted us. This is the poverty of consciousness, the scarcity mindset. It is a habit of perception that keeps us in a chronic state of dissatisfaction, forever chasing a future happiness that never quite arrives because we are blind to the blessings of the present. This state of perceived lack is not just a psychological quirk, it is an energetic reality. It creates a feeling of contraction, of tightness, of neediness. It is a low-frequency broadcast that sends a clear signal to the universe. I do not have enough. This creates a frustrating inner conflict. We desire more joy, more health, more abundance. We may even practice affirmations or set intentions, but our energetic state, our dominant feeling tone throughout the day, is one of complaint, frustration, or subtle dissatisfaction. According to the fundamental law of resonance, like attracts like. An energy field vibrating with the frequency of not enough cannot, by law, attract the experience of more than enough. Our prayers for abundance are energetically cancelled out by our constant internal broadcast of scarcity. We are asking to tune into a symphony of joy while our own instrument is stubbornly playing the blues of discontent. Gratitude is the master key that instantly changes the station. It is the conscious act of withdrawing your attention from what is missing and placing it, with deliberate love, upon what is present. Gratitude is far more than a polite thank you. It is not just a mental exercise or a moral duty. Gratitude is an energetic frequency. It is one of the highest, purest, and most powerful vibrations a human being can embody. It is the frequency of acceptance, of love, of recognizing the inherent goodness in life, right here, right now. When you genuinely feel gratitude, your entire energy field undergoes a radical transformation. Your heart center opens. The pranic flow within you quickens and becomes more coherent. Your aura brightens and expands. In that moment, you shift from being a problem solver to being a blessing receiver. You cease broadcasting lack and begin broadcasting fullness. You become a resonant magnet for more experiences, people, and circumstances that match the beautiful frequency you are emitting. Let us use our metaphor of water. Think of the prana you breathe in as pure, clear water. It is essential, it sustains you. Gratitude, however, is the alchemical ingredient that you add to this water. When you feel true gratitude, you are dissolving a potent spiritual nutrient into the prana you are breathing. The breath is no longer just life-sustaining air. It becomes a vibrant, healing elixir. It becomes a sacred mineral spring. Every cell in your body, when bathed in this gratitude-infused prana, is reminded of its own divine blueprint. It is nourished not just with life force, but with the very frequency of joy and well-being. This is not just poetry, it is subtle biology, The feeling of gratitude has been shown to boost the immune system, lower stress hormones, and create coherent brainwave patterns. You are literally changing your body's chemistry by changing your attitude. Let us now move from understanding gratitude to embodying it. We will practice the gratitude breath, a simple technique to infuse your entire being with this high-frequency energy. Please sit comfortably, and if you can, allow a very gentle, soft smile to touch your lips. The physical act of smiling sends a signal to your brain and your body that all is well, creating a feedback loop of ease. Now, I invite you to find something to be grateful for. Do not search for something monumental or dramatic. The power of this practice is found in the small and the immediate. The grand concepts are often too abstract to generate a real feeling. Start with the simple, the miraculous. Perhaps you can feel gratitude for the very air entering your lungs, this free and constant gift of life. Perhaps you can feel gratitude for the steady, faithful beat of your own heart, a rhythm that has accompanied you every second of your existence. Perhaps you can feel gratitude for the chair or the floor that is supporting you, holding you unconditionally. Or maybe you can bring to mind a simple sensory pleasure, the memory of the taste of your morning coffee or tea, the warmth of the sun on your skin, the beauty of a flower you saw recently, the sound of a favorite piece of music, the memory of a loved one's laugh. Choose just one simple thing. Now that you have your focus, let us breathe with it. As you take a slow, deep breath in, bring this simple gift to your mind's eye. But more importantly, move beyond the thought and connect with the feeling. Let the genuine warmth of appreciation for this simple thing rise up in your chest. Feel the smile in your heart. You are not just inhaling air, you are inhaling the very essence of thankfulness. Feel this beautiful, warm energy filling your lungs, your chest, and spreading out to every single cell in your body. At the top of the inhalation, pause for a moment. Let this high-frequency feeling saturate your entire being. Let it soak into the spaces you have cleared, furnishing them with light. Then, as you exhale, do not just release the air, radiate the feeling. Imagine you are breathing out this warm golden light of gratitude from your heart. Breathe it out into the room around you. Breathe it out as a gift to the world, as a silent thank you to life itself. You are becoming a broadcasting tower for the frequency of appreciation. Let's do this again. Find another simple thing. The comfort of your clothing, the fact that you have eyes to see or ears to hear, the existence of a dear friend or a pet. Choose one. Inhale and drink in the genuine feeling of gratitude for this gift. Let it fill you completely. Pause and let it saturate your soul. Exhale and radiate this beautiful energy outwards. Notice what happens. Gratitude is generative. Feeling thankful for one thing makes it easier to find a second and then a third. It creates a beautiful chain reaction of positive focus. Continue for a few more breaths, finding new, simple things to be grateful for with each inhalation. A book you enjoyed, a kindness someone showed you, the simple fact that you are here, now, alive and breathing on this incredible planet. Inhale the feeling, radiate the feeling. You are tuning your entire being to the frequency of grace. Now, let go of the specific thoughts and just rest in the overall feeling you have cultivated. What is the quality of your inner state now? Is there more lightness, more peace, more joy? You have, in these few short minutes, consciously shifted your entire vibrational reality. You have filled the empty space within you, not with fear or anxiety, but with the high-octane fuel of gratitude. This is a practice to carry with you. You can begin your day by breathing in gratitude for the gift of a new morning. You can end your day by breathing in gratitude for the lessons and blessings you received. When you find yourself falling into a pattern of complaint or worry, you can interrupt it with a single, conscious gratitude breath. It is the fastest and most effective way to change your energy and, therefore, to change your life. You are moving from a reality based on lack and striving to one based on fullness and flow. You have learned how to amplify your energy, turning yourself into a resonant beacon of light through the power of gratitude. Now, from this powerful state of being, from this place of fullness and high vibration, we will learn how to focus this light. We will learn how to use this amplified prana as the creative force to consciously weave the fabric of your desired future. We now enter the sacred art of manifestation. You have cleansed your vessel, healed the echoes of your past, and learned to tune your entire being to the high and holy frequency of gratitude. You are no longer an empty room, but a temple filled with light. From this place of fullness, of worthiness, of amplified pranic energy, you are now ready to step into your ultimate role, not as a passive observer of your life, but as its conscious and deliberate co-creator. We now move from the art of receiving what life brings to the sacred art of using your own life force to call forth the life you desire. We enter the domain of the Weaver of Worlds. For much of our lives, we operate under a hypnotic spell of powerlessness. We believe we are victims of circumstance, small boats tossed about on the vast, unpredictable ocean of life. We attribute our successes to luck and our failures to fate. We see power as something that exists outside of use, in the hands of others, in the state of the economy, in the stars, in chance. We live as if we are merely actors in a pre-written play, reciting lines and moving through scenes over which we have no real control. This victim mindset is the single greatest abdication of our divine inheritance. It is a state of profound energetic amnesia, where we forget that the very substance of the cosmos is not solid and fixed, but is a vibrant, intelligent, and malleable field of pure potential, waiting for a conscious command to take form. This forgetting leads to a deep inner conflict between our limitless spirit and our conditioned mind. A part of you, your soul, knows that you are a being of infinite creative potential. It dreams, magnificent dreams. It envisions beautiful futures. It feels a boundless capacity for joy, love, and achievement. But then the conditioned ego, the stern gatekeeper trained by a lifetime of perceived limitations and past failures, steps in. It whispers, "Be realistic. Who are you to desire such things? That's not for people like us. It's never worked out before. Why would it now?" This internal civil war between your divine imagination and your learned limitations creates a state of paralysis. You are torn between the soaring vision of what is possible and the heavy anchor of what you believe is probable. You hold the blueprint for a palace, but you live in a shack because you don't believe you have the right or the power to build it. Today, we shatter that illusion of powerlessness. The core message of this teaching is this: you are a sculptor, and the universe is your block of marble. The universe, at its most fundamental level, is a quantum field of infinite, formless potential. It is a vibrant soup of energy, waiting to be given instruction. What is the instruction it is waiting for? It is the focused command of a conscious mind. And this command has two essential components: a clear intention and an elevated emotion. The intention is the blueprint. It is the mental image of what you want to create. The elevated emotion, the feeling of the wish already fulfilled, is the magnetic and energetic charge that draws the raw substance of the universe and organizes it into that form. And what is the tool you use to perform this work? What is the chisel that carves the marble of potential? It is your breath, charged with prana. Your conscious pranic breath is the active agent. It is the river of energy that you gather and then direct, carrying your blueprint and your emotional charge into the quantum field. When you learn to do this consciously, you cease to be a passive wisher, hoping that life will grant your desires. You become an active creator, an alchemist, a weaver, impressing your will upon the substance of reality itself. Let us now practice this sacred art. we will learn to breathe out your dream. First, you must know what you wish to sculpt. Clarity is power. Vague intentions yield vague results. I invite you to choose one desire you wish to manifest. For this practice, choose something that truly excites your spirit, and define it not just as an object or an outcome, but as a state of being. Instead of just more money, perhaps it's the feeling of financial freedom and ease. Instead of just a relationship, perhaps it's the feeling of deep, loving, joyful partnership. Get clear on the essence of your desire. What is the feeling you are truly seeking? Now, close your eyes. We will now enter the most crucial phase of all creation, the secret known by all mystics and masters. You must move into the state of the wish fulfilled. You must feel it as already real. Do not see your desire as something far off in the future that you are trying to pull towards you. Instead, imagine you have traveled forward in time to the moment it is already a glorious, accomplished fact. Use your senses. If your desire is a new, creative career, imagine yourself in that reality now. What do you see? Are you in a beautiful studio? What are you working on? What do you hear? The sound of your own happy creativity? The praise of others? Who is with you? Most importantly, what is the core feeling in your body? Is it a profound sense of purpose? Is it the thrill of creative flow? Is it the deep satisfaction of sharing your gifts? Let this feeling become your entire reality. Amplify it. Let it swell in your heart and permeate every cell of your being until a smile of pure, certain joy spreads across your face. This feeling is the destination. This feeling is the magnetic signature of your creation. Hold this feeling. Live in it. Now, from within this state of the wish fulfilled, we will add the power of pranic breath. While holding the vivid scene and the powerful emotion of your fulfilled desire, take a long, slow, deep breath in through your nose. As you inhale, imagine you are drawing in all the power of the universe, a great river of shimmering, white gold creative energy, the raw substance of prana. Feel it gathering in your heart, your solar plexus, your core, supercharging the feeling that is already there. You are gathering your power. Now, on the exhalation, you will project your creation. As you breathe out, either through your nose or mouth, forcefully and with absolute intention, project the entire holographic reality, the images, the sounds, and most powerfully, the feeling of your fulfilled desire out into the energy field in front of you. See it as a vibrant, shimmering, fully formed sphere of light, a living seed of reality that you have just birthed from your being. You are breathing out your dream. You are impressing your will upon the formless. Let us do this again. Return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. It is done. It is real. Feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude. Now, inhale deeply, drawing in the raw, creative power of the cosmos, gathering your pranic force. Hold it for a moment, concentrating the energy. Now, exhale and project your finished reality into the field. See it, feel it, know it is done. One more time. Dwell in the end result. It is a fact. Feel the celebration in your soul. Inhale, gathering the infinite power of prana. Exhale, projecting your masterpiece into the world with unshakable certainty. Now, and this is very important, let it go. Drop the visualization, release the effort, and simply rest in the feeling of gratitude and peace that remains. You have planted the seed in the fertile ground of the universe. You do not need to dig it up every 5 minutes to see if it is growing. Your job is done. You must now trust the process of germination. You have spoken the creative language of the universe, clear intention combined with elevated emotion, activated by the power of prana. This is the shift from victim to creator. This is the power you have always possessed, but have forgotten how to use. Use this practice not as a desperate plea from a place of lack, but as a joyful command from a place of fullness and worthiness. Create from a state of gratitude for what you already have, knowing that this fullness is the very engine of all future creation. You have learned to gather your pranic energy and project it with intention, like a master sculptor focusing their will through a chisel. But for this work to be truly effective, the hand that wields the chisel must be steady, focused, and unwavering. A scattered mind creates a scattered reality. We will now turn our attention to the ultimate discipline, the forging of a mind so calm and clear that it can hold a single point of focus amidst all the chaos of the world. We will learn how the breath is the supreme tool for cultivating unshakable concentration. You have learned to charge your intention with the energy of your heart and the power of your breath, to stand as a conscious sculptor before the uncarved marble of potential. You have claimed your power as a co-creator of your reality. But for this power to be truly effective, for the vision you hold to be clear, and the hand that guides the chisel to be steady, you must possess the foundational skill upon which all other mastery is built, the skill of concentration. A scattered mind creates a scattered reality. A focused mind is a creative laser, capable of transforming vision into form. We now turn to the sacred discipline of taming the mind, using the one tool that is inextricably linked to it, the unwavering breath. Observe your own mind for a moment. For most of us, it resembles what the ancient yogis called the monkey mind. It is a restless, agitated creature, perpetually drunk on distraction, swinging wildly from the branch of one thought to the next. It chatters ceaselessly, leaping from a memory of the past to a worry about the future, to a judgment about the present, to a phantom itch on your nose, all within the span of a few seconds. You sit down with the firm intention to read a book, and after 3 paragraphs, you find you have no idea what you just read because the monkey mind was busy composing an email in your head. You resolve to work on an important project, only to find yourself 20 minutes later mindlessly scrolling through the endless feed of social media. You try to listen deeply to a loved one, but the monkey is already planning your rebuttal. This is not a personal failure. It is the default, untrained state of the mind in a world that is expertly designed to hijack our attention at every turn. This creates a deep and frustrating inner conflict. We know, intuitively and logically, that focus is the key to success, to peace, to presence. We want to be able to apply ourselves to a single task, to be fully present with the people we love, to find a moment of inner quiet. Yet, we feel utterly powerless against the mind's frantic momentum. We feel as though our own consciousness has been hijacked by a noisy, unruly tenant who refuses to pay rent or follow any rules. This feeling of being out of control of our own attention is a primary source of modern anxiety, stress, and a pervasive sense of inadequacy. We feel like we are constantly failing at the simple task of being where we are. The secret to taming this monkey lies in a fundamental law of consciousness, a truth as reliable as gravity. The mind follows the breath. The connection between your mental state and your breathing pattern is absolute and unbreakable. Think about it. When you are anxious or frightened, your breath becomes rapid, shallow, and erratic. When you are calm and relaxed, your breath is slow, deep, and rhythmic. When you are concentrating intently, your breath often becomes incredibly subtle, almost still. This is a two-way street. While your mental state affects your breath, the reverse is also true, and this is where your power lies. You cannot easily grab a thought, but you can easily take hold of your breath. By consciously regulating the rhythm and pace of your breath, you can directly and powerfully regulate the rhythm and pace of your mind. You are using a physical handle to control a non-physical process. Let us use our metaphor. Imagine your mind is a magnificent, colorful kite designed to soar into the vast blue sky of consciousness. The ever-present wind is the stream of thoughts, sensations, and perceptions that are constantly flowing, and your breath is the string that connects you to the kite. your only point of control. When your breathing is erratic, shallow, and unconscious as it is for most of the day, it is as if you are jerking and snapping the kite string randomly. The kite of your mind dives, swoops, and crashes. It is unstable and useless. But when you learn to hold the string of the breath with a steady, stable, and conscious hand, the kite begins to climb. It finds its equilibrium in the wind. It soars high into the sky, stable and serene, giving you a magnificent, expansive view of the entire landscape below. The goal of this practice is not to stop the wind. You cannot stop the flow of thoughts, but to become the master of the string. We will now engage in the most fundamental and powerful practice for developing this mastery. It is a form of what is known as anapanasati, or mindfulness of breathing. It is simple, requires no special belief, and is the ultimate workout for the muscle of your attention. Please find a comfortable seated position. It is helpful to have your spine relatively straight, not rigid, but upright, to signal to the body and mind a state of alert relaxation. Rest your hands in your lap. You may close your eyes. For the next few minutes, your only task is to observe your breath and to count. This is not a test. This is a training session. First, bring your awareness to the feeling of the breath as it enters and leaves your nostrils. Feel the coolness of the air on the inhalation and the slight warmth on the exhalation. Just rest your attention at this gateway of the breath for a few moments. Now, we will begin the simple count. As you next inhale silently in your mind, count 1. As you exhale silently, count 1. On the next breath, inhale 2. Exhale 2. Continue this pattern, matching one number to each full cycle of breath, all the way up to a count of 10. After you exhale on the count of 10, on the very next inhalation, you will begin again at 1. The instruction is simple. The practice is profound. Now, here is the most important part of the instruction. It is not a question of if your mind will wander away from the count. It is a certainty. It will. That is the nature of the monkey mind. You will be counting, and suddenly you will realize you are thinking about your plans for the weekend, or replaying a conversation, or you may find yourself at a count of 27, far past 10. The moment you realize your mind has wandered, that is the moment of mindfulness. That is the moment of victory. You have woken up from the dream of thought. In that moment of waking up, do not feel frustrated. Do not scold yourself. Do not sigh and think, "I'm no good at this." To do so is to create more mental turbulence. Instead, I want you to adopt the attitude of a kind and patient parent training a puppy. You simply acknowledge, wandering, and then gently, lovingly, and without any drama, you release the thought and escort your attention back to the breath, starting the count over again at 1. Each time you do this, you are performing one repetition in the gym of the mind. Each time you bring your attention back from distraction, you are strengthening the muscle of your focus. The wandering is not a failure. It is the opportunity to perform another rep. Let us practice this together now for a few minutes in silence. Inhale 1, exhale 1, inhale 2, exhale 2, and each time the monkey mind swings to another branch, gently bring it back to the breath and begin again at 1. Allow for a period of silence for the practice. Now, gently release the counting. Let your breath be natural, and just sit for a moment, observing the quality of your inner state. Is there a little more stillness, a little more quiet, a little less inner chatter? Even a small shift is a profound success. You have just engaged in the fundamental work of taming the mind. This simple practice of breath counting, when done regularly, will transform your ability to concentrate. It is the foundation upon which all deep meditation, all powerful manifestation, and all true presence is built. A focused mind is a powerful mind. It is a mind that can listen without interrupting, learn without forgetting, and create without distraction. It is a mind that can choose where it places its attention, and is therefore a mind that is free. You have learned to tame the monkey, to steady the kite of your awareness with the unbreakable string of the breath. This newfound focus not only deepens your inner work, but it also allows you to perceive the world around you with a new clarity and sensitivity. It allows you to see past the surface of things and to perceive the intricate web of energy that connects you to all of life. We will now turn this newly focused gaze outwards to recognize the pulsing, vibrant presence of prana, not just in yourself, but in everything. You have diligently practiced turning your awareness inward, learning the rhythms of your own pranic flow. You have tamed the restless monkey of your mind with the steady string of your breath, cultivating a new capacity for deep and unwavering focus. Now, we take this powerful, focused lens of awareness and we turn it back outwards upon the world. But we are not looking at the world in the same way. We are looking past the surface appearances, past the illusion of solid, separate objects, to perceive the pulsing, vibrant, energetic reality that underlies all of creation. We are learning to see the web of life. The greatest sorrow of the human experience, the root of our deepest loneliness and most destructive behaviors, is the pervasive illusion of separation. From the moment we are born, our five senses conspire to teach us a powerful lie. They teach us that I am this consciousness that lives inside this bag of skin, and you are that separate consciousness over there. They teach us that the world is a collection of discrete, disconnected objects. This is a chair, that is a tree, that is a rock, that is a cloud. Our ego, the part of our mind responsible for creating and maintaining our individual identity, latches onto this illusion and reinforces it at every turn. It strengthens the borders of the self through comparison, judgment, and fear. I am different from them. I am separate from nature. We end up feeling like isolated subjects adrift in a world of alien objects, and from this feeling of alienation, all our fear, loneliness, and desire to control and dominate arises. This creates a profound inner conflict between the truth of the soul and the story of the ego. Your soul, your deepest essence, knows with an unshakable certainty that it is not separate. It knows it is woven from the same thread as the stars, the trees, and the heart of every other being. It yearns for this unity. It craves connection, belonging, and a merging with the whole. This is why we feel a sense of awe and a dissolution of self when we stand before a vast ocean or gaze into a clear, star-filled night. In those moments, the ego's borders momentarily dissolve, and the soul remembers its own vastness. But the ego is terrified of this dissolution. It sees merging as death, and so it fights to maintain the illusion of separation, constantly whispering its divisive stories, keeping us locked in the lonely prison of a separate self. The core message that shatters this prison is this: the river of prana that flows within you is not your own private stream. It is a tiny tributary of a single universal ocean of life force energy that permeates and animates everything in existence. The same energy that beats your heart is what pushes the green shoot up through the soil. The same intelligence that heals a cut on your finger is what guides the planets in their orbits. There is no corner of the universe that is devoid of this energy. Nothing is truly inanimate. Everything, every person, every animal, every plant, every rock, every drop of water is a swirling vortex of prana, vibrating at its own unique frequency. You are not separate from life. You are life, experiencing itself in a unique and precious form. The most potent metaphor to grasp this truth is that of the ocean and its waves. Imagine that the entirety of existence is one single, infinite ocean of consciousness, of prana. You are not a ship sailing on the ocean. You are a wave. The person sitting next to you is another wave. The tree outside your window is a slow, deep, powerful wave. The bird singing on a branch is a quick, joyful, fluttering wave. A distant star is a brilliant, fiery wave that has been traveling for millennia. On the surface of the ocean, all these waves appear to be separate. They have their own unique shape, their own timing, their own point of arising and crashing. The ego is the part of us that identifies only with the surface form of our individual wave. But this is a temporary illusion of the surface. In the great depths of the ocean, every single wave is made of the exact same water. The substance of the joyful wave is the same as the substance of the sorrowful wave. Every wave is a temporary expression of the one ocean and is therefore inseparable from it and from every other wave. To awaken to this truth is to cease identifying as the lonely, separate wave and to remember your true nature as the entire, magnificent ocean. We can move this from a beautiful idea to a lived reality. We can practice this remembrance, this dissolution of separation. I invite you now, or at a time that is convenient, to perform a simple and profound exercise in connection. I invite you to go and find a tree. It does not have to be a grand, ancient tree. Any tree will do in a park, in your garden, on the side of the street. Approach it not as an object, not as a piece of scenery, but as you would approach a wise, silent, living being. A being that has stood in stillness and patience, witnessing the seasons turn, for far longer than you have been alive. Begin by simply standing before it. Observe its form. Then, place your hands gently on its trunk. Feel the texture of the bark beneath your palms. Is it rough or smooth? Feel its temperature. Feel its solid, unshakable presence. Now, close your eyes. Quiet your mind. Take a few deep breaths to center yourself, just as you have practiced. Attune yourself to the tree's energy. Its vibration is much slower, deeper, and more stable than your own. Feel its immense stillness. Feel its patient rootedness, its deep connection to the earth beneath your feet, and its silent reaching for the sky above. Now, we will begin to breathe together. We will create a conscious loop of pranic exchange. As you take your next slow, deep inhalation, imagine that you are not only drawing in air, but you are also drawing in the very essence of the tree through your hands into your body. Breathe in its qualities of stability, of patience, of deep-rooted strength. Feel this calm, green, earthy energy filling your being, grounding you. Then, as you exhale, offer a gift in return. Imagine you are breathing out your own energy, your human vitality, your gratitude, your love, directly from your heart, through your hands, and into the tree. See it as a golden light flowing from you into its trunk, down into its roots, and up into its branches. You are offering it your energetic nourishment. Continue this conscious, rhythmic exchange. Inhale the tree's strength and stillness. Exhale your love and gratitude. You are creating a luminous circuit of life force, a closed loop between the human kingdom and the plant kingdom. As you continue, let the distinction between you and the tree begin to soften. Can you feel the place where the energy in your palm and the energy in the bark become one? Can you feel the single shared pulse of life that animates you both? In this moment, you are not a human touching a tree. You are life, experiencing life. You have remembered your connection to the great web. Rest in this feeling of unity for as long as you wish. When you are ready, gently remove your hands and offer a silent word of thanks to the tree for sharing its wisdom and its energy with you. Carry this experience with you. Know that this same practice of conscious connection can be applied to anything. You can breathe with your pet and feel its simple, loving presence. You can breathe with a flower and feel its delicate beauty. You can stand by the ocean and breathe with its immense rhythmic power. You can even, from a respectful distance, breathe with another person, sending them love on the exhalation and recognizing the same divine light within them on the inhalation. When you practice this, the painful illusion of separation begins to dissolve. The feeling of loneliness, which is born from that illusion, is replaced by a profound and comforting sense of belonging. You realize you are never alone. You are an integral, beloved, and essential part of an infinite, interconnected, and intelligent universe. You are a unique and precious wave, and you are also the entire, eternal ocean. You have now felt your connection to the web of life through your own direct experience. From this place of profound unity, from this feeling of shared being, a natural compassion arises. The next step on our journey is to learn how to consciously use this connection as a channel for compassion in action. We will learn how to direct our own pranic energy as a gift of healing for others. You have stood beside the ancient tree and felt the silent, pulsing rhythm of its life force. You have looked at the world through new eyes and recognized that the same river of prana that flows within you also flows through all things, binding the entire cosmos together in a single, luminous web of life. From this profound experience of unity, a natural and effortless compassion arises. To know, not just as an idea but as a felt reality, that we are all expressions of the same. One life is to feel the sorrow of another as your own, and their joy as your own. This feeling of interconnectedness naturally gives rise to a deep desire to serve, to help, to alleviate suffering. We now arrive at a practice that allows us to transform this compassion from a passive feeling into an active, benevolent force. We will learn how to consciously direct the gift of healing energy. One of the most painful experiences of being human is the feeling of helplessness that washes over us when someone we love is suffering. A friend receives a difficult diagnosis, a family member is lost in the throes of depression, a child is struggling with fear. Our heart aches for them. We offer words of comfort, we bring them food, we sit with them. And yet, so often, we are left with a gnawing feeling of inadequacy, a desperate wish that we could do more, that we could somehow reach in and take a piece of their pain away, that we could tangibly offer them our own strength. We feel like we are standing on the shore, watching a loved one struggle in turbulent waters, able to do nothing more than shout words of encouragement. This feeling of helplessness is a deep source of our own anguish. This anguish is often coupled with a conflict born of self-doubt. The idea of healing others can feel arrogant or presumptuous. The inner critic immediately pipes up. Who are you to be a healer? You aren't a saint or a shaman. You have your own problems to deal with. What if you do it wrong? What if you accidentally send your own negative energy to them? What if it has no effect at all and you are just engaging in wishful thinking? These are valid concerns that arise from a place of integrity, and they are all answered by the single most important principle of this work. You are not the healer. You are the channel. You are not the source of the light. You are the lamp that allows the light to shine through. Let us be perfectly clear. You are not using your own personal, finite store of pranic energy for this work. To attempt to do so would be like trying to fill another person's cup from your own half-full cup. You would quickly drain yourself, becoming depleted and ineffective. This is not the way. Instead, the practice is to learn how to become a clean, clear, and willing conduit for the infinite, inexhaustible ocean of universal prana. Your ego, with its fears and its doubts, does not perform the healing. Your ego's only job is to get out of the way, to become a hollow bone, so that a far greater intelligence, a universal healing force, can flow through you. A helpful metaphor is to think of yourself as an electrical transformer. Imagine the universe as a vast power station, generating an infinite supply of raw, high-voltage energy. This is the pure, undifferentiated life force of the cosmos. You cannot plug a simple household lamp directly into that power station. The immense voltage would instantly vaporize it. You, when you act as a channel for healing, are like the transformer on the street corner. you have the capacity to draw down this immense, raw, universal energy. Your heart, your compassion, and your focused intention act to step down this high-voltage power, transforming it into a current that is gentle, safe, benevolent, and perfectly suited to the needs of the recipient. You are not creating the electricity, you are simply making it accessible. We will now learn a simple method for distant healing. This is a gift you can offer to anyone, anywhere in the world, at any time. A note on ethics. This practice is an act of pure, unconditional love. You are offering a gift of energy. Just as you would offer a prayer for someone's well-being, you are offering an energetic prayer. Your intention should always be for their highest good, respecting that their soul has its own journey and its own lessons to learn. You are not imposing your will. You are simply making a resource of loving energy available to them, which their own higher self can use as it sees fit. Find your quiet, meditative space. Take a few minutes to center yourself, using the breathing techniques you have learned. It is important to enter this practice from a state of fullness and high vibration yourself. Fill your own being with feelings of peace, love, and gratitude. You must fill your own lamp with oil before you can offer its light to others. Now, gently bring to mind the person you wish to send healing energy to. And here we come to a critical instruction. Do not visualize them in their state of suffering. Do not see them as sick, or sad, or in pain. To hold that image is to energize the very condition you wish to alleviate. Instead, you must use your divine imagination to hold a clear, powerful vision of them as already healed. See them in your mind's eye as perfectly whole, vibrant, and radiantly healthy. See them smiling, laughing, full of life and joy. See them free from their affliction. You must hold the energetic blueprint of their perfection. This is the frequency you will broadcast. In your mind, place this image of the whole and happy person inside a beautiful sphere of light, floating gently in the space in front of you. Now, we will activate the flow. As you take a long, slow, deep breath in, imagine you are drawing a stream of brilliant white gold light down from the cosmos, the most pure, potent, healing energy in the universe. Draw it into your heart center and feel it accumulate there, a dazzling sun of pure love. Then, as you exhale, allow this light to flow from your heart, down your arms, and out through the palms of your hands. Project this beautiful, healing stream of light directly from your palms into the sphere of light containing the person you are helping. See their image, already whole and healthy, become even brighter, more luminous, completely saturated with this divine, healing energy. Feel a sense of profound love and compassion pouring out of you with the light. Let us continue this for a few cycles. Inhale, drawing down the infinite healing power of the universe into your heart. Exhale, projecting this pure, loving light from your hands to the person, seeing them become more and more vibrant, whole, and joyful. As you do this, release all attachment to the outcome. This is not about your ego needing to see a result. This is about pure, selfless giving. Your only job is to be a clean and loving channel. The universal intelligence and the person's own soul will do the rest. Simply hold the vision of their perfection and continue to send love on the current of your breath. Trust the process. When you feel that the session is complete, perhaps after 5 or 10 minutes, perform one final exhalation, sending a great wave of love and light to seal the healing. Then, in your mind, see the sphere of light around them glowing brilliantly, and then gently fade from your view as you release them to their own journey. To complete the practice, you must consciously disconnect. Bring your awareness back fully into your own body. Gently shake your hands, as if shaking off water, and you may even wish to wash them in cool water. This is an important symbolic act of closing the session and returning your focus to your own energy field. You have just participated in one of the most sacred acts possible, serving as a conduit for love in action. You have transformed your own feeling of helplessness into a powerful offering of hope and healing. This is a gift you can give freely and endlessly, for you are drawing from an infinite source. You can offer it to your loved ones, your pets, a community in crisis, or even to the earth itself. It is the practical application of the truth of our interconnectedness. You have now learned to feel, cleanse, protect, manifest with, and channel the great river of Prana. But for your channel to remain strong, clear, and reliable, for your own lamp to stay bright so that you may be a light for others, this work cannot be a sporadic affair. It must be woven into the very fabric of your days. It requires the steady, grounding power of daily commitment. It requires ritual. You have journeyed through the vast and intricate landscape of your own energy. You have learned to cleanse your vessel, to calm your mind, to heal the echoes of the past, and even to channel the great river of Prana as a gift of healing for others. You now hold a powerful set of keys to unlock a life of greater vitality, peace, and purpose. But a key is only useful if it is taken off the ring and used consistently to open the door. A profound experience can change your perspective for a weekend, but only a consistent practice can transform your life for good. We now arrive at the most practical and perhaps most crucial step of all: weaving these practices into the fabric of your daily life through the power of ritual. We are all familiar with the cycle of fleeting enthusiasm. We read an inspiring book, we attend a powerful workshop, we have a breakthrough meditation, and we feel fundamentally changed. In the glow of that peak experience, we make bold promises to ourselves. I will meditate for an hour every day. I will change my entire lifestyle. But then, the ordinary world rushes back in. The alarm clock rings on Monday morning. The emails pile up. The demands of family and work consume our attention, and our noble intentions, like a fading dream, begin to recede. The hour-long meditation becomes 20 minutes, then 10, and then a guilty afterthought we promised to get to tomorrow. This is not a failure of character or willpower. It is the natural gravitational pull of our old habits, the inertia of a lifetime of conditioning. We treat spiritual practice like a special event rather than a fundamental necessity, like taking a rare, exotic medicine rather than drinking water every day. This creates an inner conflict between the part of us that has tasted a new way of being and the part that is still deeply entrenched in the old patterns. The desire for sustainable change is at war with the seductive comfort of the familiar. The voice of our higher self urges us toward discipline and presence, while the voice of inertia whispers 1,000 convincing excuses. You're too tired today. You don't have time this morning. You can do it later. One day off won't hurt. The truth is, these are the stories the ego tells to keep things the same, to avoid the effort that real change requires. The antidote to this powerful inertia is not a Herculean effort of willpower, but the gentle, consistent, and non-negotiable power of ritual. What is the difference between a routine and a ritual? A routine is a series of actions you perform mechanically, often on autopilot. A ritual is a routine that has been infused with presence, intention, and sacredness. You can brush your teeth as a mindless routine, or you can brush your teeth with a moment of gratitude for your body's health, transforming it into a micro-ritual of self-care. The invitation here is to transform your pranic practice from a should-do on your to-do list into a sacred appointment with your own soul, an act as essential and non-negotiable as your first cup of coffee or tea. And the great secret is this: a consistent, heartfelt 10 minutes every single day is infinitely more powerful and transformative than a sporadic 2-hour session once a month. Let us use our metaphor. Imagine you are building a great, beautiful wall that will become the foundation of your new life, a wall of inner peace, vitality, and resilience. Each day that you sit down for your practice, even for just a few minutes, You are carefully and lovingly laying one single perfect brick. One day's practice is one brick. On its own, it doesn't look like much. It is easy to think it makes no difference. But day after day, week after week, those single bricks become a row, then a section, and eventually a formidable, unshakable wall. Your resilience grows, your inner peace deepens, your capacity to hold light expands. If you miss a day, it is not a catastrophe, it is just one missing brick. You simply lay the next one tomorrow, without guilt or self-recrimination. But if you only practice when you feel inspired, if you only lay a brick when the mood strikes you, you will never build anything more than a scattered, useless pile of good intentions. The power is in the steady, patient, daily laying of the bricks. So how do we begin to build this ritual? We make it simple, accessible, and beautiful. First, create your sacred space. You do not need a special room. A single chair in a quiet corner of your bedroom is perfect. This spot, over time, will become your energetic anchor. You can consecrate it with a few simple items that signal to your subconscious that this space is special. Perhaps a candle, a single flower, a crystal, a picture that inspires you. When you enter this space, you are signaling to yourself that you are stepping out of ordinary time and into sacred time. Over time, this space will become so charged with the energy of your practice that simply sitting in it will begin to calm your mind and elevate your spirit. Second, choose your time. For most people, the first thing in the morning is the most effective. Before you check your phone, before you read the news, before the world's demands and energies rush in, you have a golden opportunity to consciously set your own energetic frequency for the day. Make an appointment with yourself for just 10 or 15 minutes and honor it as you would honor a meeting with the most important person in your world, because that is exactly who you are meeting. Third, design your personal practice. You do not need to perform every single technique you have learned in this journey every day. Instead, create a short, potent sequence that feels right for you, a kind of pranic smoothie to nourish your soul for the day ahead. Here is a simple, powerful 10-minute template you can use or adapt. For the first 2 minutes, the sacred purge. Begin with 1 or 2 rounds of the forceful exhalation practice we learned. This clears out the energetic cobwebs of sleep, releases any residual dream anxiety, and awakens your entire system. It is a powerful energetic shower to start your day. For the next 4 minutes, the gratitude infusion. After cleansing, immediately begin to fill yourself with high-frequency energy. Practice the gratitude breath. Think of 3 to 5 simple things you are genuinely grateful for, and with each inhalation, drink in the profound feeling of appreciation. Let this feeling saturate your being. This aligns you with the frequency of abundance and joy right from the start. For the next 3 minutes, the focused mind. Now that your energy is clean and elevated, practice a few minutes of breath counting. Inhale 1, exhale 1, inhale 2, exhale 2. Simply train your mind to be still and present. This cultivates the calm focus you will need to navigate the day with grace and effectiveness. For the final minute, the energetic shield. Conclude your ritual by activating your bubble of light. Take 1 or 2 deep breaths, and on the exhalation, visualize that beautiful sphere of protective, intelligent light expanding from your heart to surround your entire being. Program it with the intention to allow only love in and to remain sovereign in your own energy throughout the day. This entire sequence, this potent pranic smoothie, takes only 10 minutes. It cleanses, nourishes, focuses, and protects you. It is a profound act of self-love that fundamentally alters the trajectory of your day. You will walk out into the world not in a state of reaction, but from a place of centered, conscious creation. This daily commitment is a declaration. It is a message you send to yourself and to the universe that your inner state is your priority. It is the ultimate act of taking responsibility for your own well-being. This daily ritual becomes your anchor in the storms of life. No matter how chaotic the external world becomes, you know that every morning you have a sacred appointment to return to your center, to recharge your light, and to remember who you truly are. By faithfully showing up for this daily ritual, you are doing more than just managing your energy. You are, breath by breath, refining your own perceptual system. Your ability to sense and interpret the subtle language of prana becomes more and more acute. This leads to the natural awakening of a deeper form of intelligence, a way of knowing that transcends logic and reason. You begin to awaken your pranic intuition. Through the steady, patient discipline of your daily ritual, you have been doing more than simply managing your energy. You have been engaging in a profound act of refinement. You have been polishing the lens of your own perception, clearing it of the dust of distraction and the grime of old conditioning. With this newfound clarity, you begin to perceive the world in a new way. You start to sense the subtle energies that were always present but previously unnoticed. This heightened sensitivity is not a distraction. It is the awakening of a deeper, more profound form of intelligence, a way of knowing that transcends the limits of logic. You are beginning to awaken your pranic intuition. Our modern culture has enthroned the logical, analytical mind as the supreme ruler of our inner world. From our earliest schooling, we are taught to gather facts, to weigh evidence, to construct rational arguments, and to make decisions based on pro and con lists. The intellect is a magnificent tool, a brilliant servant capable of incredible feats of calculation and planning. But we have made the servant into a king, and in doing so, we have exiled the king's wisest and most trusted advisor, our own intuition. Intuition is that quiet, non-verbal gut feeling, that instant sense of knowing without knowing how you know. We are taught to be suspicious of this faculty, to dismiss it as emotional, irrational, or unscientific. We demand that it justify itself in the language of logic, which it cannot do, for it speaks a much older and more direct language, the language of energy. This creates a familiar inner conflict. You are faced with a decision. Your logical mind has done its work. It has created a spreadsheet, analyzed the data, and concluded that choice A is the clear, rational path forward. It makes sense on paper. And yet, deep in your being, in your gut or your heart, there is a quiet but persistent feeling of no. A subtle sense of dread, a feeling of contraction, an unshakable sense that something is wrong. Conversely, you may be presented with choice B, an option that seems illogical, risky, or impractical. And yet, your entire being seems to light up with a feeling of yes, an unexplainable sense of excitement, expansion, and rightness. This is the conflict between the head and the heart. We have been trained to always obey the head, and so we often override our deepest intuitive guidance, only to find ourselves later saying, I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have done that. I had a bad feeling about it from the start. The core message that resolves this conflict is this: prana is not merely dumb energy or inanimate life force. Prana is consciousness. It is intelligent. The universal pranic field is a living, breathing field of information, and your intuition is your personal receiver, your faculty for directly perceiving the information encoded in this field. When you have a gut feeling, you are literally feeling the resonant or dissonant quality of a potential choice as it interacts with your own energy field. Your body, which is a finely tuned pranic instrument, is telling you the truth before your mind has had time to analyze it. To develop your intuition is simply to learn to trust the wisdom of this energetic feedback. Let us use the metaphor of a great ship at sea. Imagine you are the captain of this ship, sailing the ocean of your life. Your logical mind is your first mate, an expert navigator and map reader. The navigator is essential. It can study the charts, the facts, the data. It can plot a course, calculate risks, and keep the logbook. But you, the captain, have another faculty developed through years of intimate connection with the ocean itself. You can feel a subtle shift in the current against the hull that indicates a hidden sandbar. You can smell a change in the air that tells of a coming storm long before it appears on any weather chart. You can sense, by the very feeling of the ship in the water, whether you are on a true and favorable course. This is your intuition. A foolish captain ignores their own deep, feeling sense of the sea and relies only on the map. They may follow the chart perfectly, only to run aground on a reef that has formed since the map was made. A wise captain deeply respects and consults their expert navigator, but they make the final command based on their own holistic, intuitive knowing, which integrates the map with the living, breathing reality of the sea itself. We will now practice how to consult this inner captain when faced with a decision. This is a technique of energetic discernment. I invite you to bring to mind a genuine choice you are currently facing. It can be a large one or a small one, but it should be a real crossroads for you. Find your quiet, centered space. Close your eyes and take several deep breaths to clear your mind and settle your energy. Become the calm and impartial captain on the bridge of your ship. First, we will explore the energetic reality of choice A. In your mind's eye, fully and completely, step into the reality where you have made this choice. Do not just think about it from a distance. Imagine it is done. It is your present reality. For example, if the choice is to take a certain job, imagine it is your first day. See what you see, hear what you hear, and most importantly, feel what you feel, standing in that new reality. Now, with this imagined reality held firmly in your mind, scan your physical and energetic body. What is the signal? Be ruthlessly honest with yourself and notice the very first unfiltered sensation. Do you feel an opening or a closing, a lightness or a heaviness? Is there a sense of expansion in your chest, a feeling of yes that makes you want to breathe deeper? Or is there a subtle clenching in your gut, a tightness in your throat, a feeling of dread that makes your energy shrink and contract? This is the voice of your intuition. It is a clear, binary, physical signal. Expansion is yes. Contraction is no. Now, it is crucial to reset. Let go completely of the image of choice A. Shake your hands, take a few sharp, cleansing breaths, and return to a state of complete neutrality. Imagine you are wiping the slate clean. Now, you will repeat the exact same process for choice B. Fully step into the imagined reality of having made this choice. Live in it for a moment, and again, with the same neutral curiosity, scan your body for the signal. What is the immediate, visceral, energetic response? Is it expansion or contraction? Lightness or heaviness? Joy or anxiety? The body does not lie. Its wisdom is direct and instantaneous. Trust the signal of expansion. The feeling of lightness, joy, peace, and opening is the signal from your soul that a particular choice is in alignment with your highest path of growth and learning. The feeling of heaviness, dread, anxiety, and contraction is an equally clear and loving signal that a choice is out of alignment. Your intuition is not trying to protect you from all challenges, but it is always guiding you towards the path of greatest wholeness and authenticity. Let go of the practice now and return to a normal state. You now possess a powerful tool for decision-making that integrates your mind, your body, and your spirit. You have a way to consult not just the map, but the wise captain within. This pranic intuition, this ability to read energy, will become stronger, clearer, and more reliable the more you practice it and trust its guidance. It will begin to inform not just your major life decisions, but the small, everyday choices as well. What to eat, when to rest, who to speak to at a gathering, which street to turn down. You learn to navigate your life by feel, guided by a deep inner compass of truth. You have learned to listen to the wisdom of Prana, to trust its subtle, energetic guidance in all things. You are learning to follow the river of life with grace and confidence. There is only one final step on this journey. It is the dissolution of the last and most subtle illusion, the separation between you, the listener, and the intelligent energy you are listening to. The journey moves from using prana, or listening to prana, to the ultimate realization that you are prana. It is the awakening to the cosmic breath and the recognition of your own true limitless self. You have learned to listen to the wisdom of prana, to trust its subtle guidance as you navigate the ocean of your life. You have learned to read the currents and feel the winds. There is now only one final step on this journey. It is the most subtle, the most profound, and the most liberating step of all. It is the dissolution of the final illusion, the last ghost in the machine, the illusion that there is a you who is separate from the energy you have been working with. The journey now moves from listening to prana to the ultimate realization that you are prana. It is the awakening to the cosmic breath. Throughout this entire journey, there has been a silent and persistent companion, the sense of I. I am practicing the breathwork. I am cleansing my energy. I am creating a shield. I am manifesting my desires. I am becoming a healer. This sense of being the doer, the one who is undertaking this spiritual project, has been necessary. It has provided the focus and the will to learn these sacred arts. But now, we must gently and lovingly examine this I. This is the final and most subtle trap of the ego. The ego, seeing that its old identities are dissolving, can cleverly co-opt the spiritual journey itself as its new identity. It becomes the spiritual person, the healer, the one who is awakened. It takes pride in its practice. It compares its progress to others. It turns enlightenment into the ultimate achievement. This spiritual ego is the final gatekeeper, the last veil that stands between you and the boundless freedom of pure being. This reveals the ultimate paradox of the path. All the techniques, all the discipline, all the effort we have undertaken have been absolutely essential to bring us to this point. They have cleared the vessel, calmed the mind, and purified the heart. They have brought us to the very edge of the promised land, but they cannot take us across the final threshold. The final gate is not opened by effort. It is entered through total surrender. The mind, the ego, hears this and rebels. But I must do something to get there, it screams. It believes that if it stops striving, all progress will be lost. The conflict is between the lifelong habit of doing and the soul's deep need to simply be. The truth is, you have been practicing all this time not to achieve a state, but to prepare yourself to be able to let go into the state that is already here, that has always been here, beneath the frantic activity of the seeker. The ultimate realization is this: you are not a body that contains prana. You are not a mind that directs prana. You are a temporary, beautiful and unique crystallization of prana itself. You are a thought form in the mind of the cosmos. You are a wave on the ocean of pure consciousness, and the wave is, and has always been, made of nothing but ocean. The sense of a separate self, a doer, a breather, was a necessary illusion, a focal point for your experience, but it is not the fundamental truth of your being. The fundamental truth is that you are an expression of the one universal life, and you are inseparable from it. When this truth begins to dawn, your experience of breathing undergoes a final, profound shift. Your breath is no longer your breath. It is the breath of the cosmos. The universe breathes in through you, and the universe breathes out through you. The expansion and contraction of your lungs is a localized expression of the great cosmic rhythm of creation and dissolution. The air you draw in is not separate from the space around you, and the energy you embody is not separate from the energy of the stars. The boundaries dissolve. The division between inner and outer space is revealed to be a mere concept. You are a lung for the universe. Let us use our final metaphor. When you first learn to swim, you are afraid of the water. You see it as a separate and dangerous element. You thrash, you struggle, you fight against it, desperately trying to keep your head above it. This is the state of the separate ego, fighting against the flow of life. Then, with practice, you become a skilled swimmer. You learn the techniques, the strokes, the kicks. You move with purpose and control through the water. The water is still other, but you have learned how to navigate it with skill and efficiency. This is the stage of conscious pranic practice, of using the tools we have learned. But there is a final stage, the stage of the true master. The master no longer feels any separation between their body and the water. They move with such effortless grace, such profound relaxation, that they have become one with the element they are in. They do not fight the current, they use it. They do not feel the water's resistance, they feel its support. The water itself seems to carry them. This is the state of merging with the universal flow of prana. You cease to be the swimmer, and you become the dance of swimmer and water, a single, fluid expression of movement. Let us enter the water now for one final meditation. This is not a technique, but an untechnique. It is an act of supreme letting go. Find your comfortable seated position. Close your eyes, and for a moment, simply acknowledge all the work you have done, all the journeying that has brought you to this place. And then, with a gentle exhalation, let it all go. Let go of the need to cleanse or protect. Let go of the desire to manifest or heal. Let go of the effort to concentrate. Let go of the counting, the visualizations, the intentions. Let go of the one who is trying to do all of these things. Let go of the spiritual seeker. Let go of the I that wants to get somewhere. Simply arrive here, now, with nothing to do and nowhere to go. Bring your awareness to the simple, raw, unadorned sensation of your breath. Feel the air entering your body. Feel the air leaving your body. Do not try to change it. Do not judge it. Simply be the silent, loving witness of its natural rhythm. Now, we will dissolve the final boundary. On your next inhalation, as the air flows into your nostrils, imagine the very boundary of your physical skin dissolving. Feel that you are not pulling the air in, but that the entire universe, the vast open space around you, is gently flowing into your center. You are the empty space into which all of life is being breathed. Then, on your exhalation, feel that same boundary of your skin remain dissolved. As the breath flows out, feel your own energy, your own presence, gently and peacefully merging back into the space around you. Feel yourself flowing out to meet the universe. Inhale, and the cosmos flows into you. Exhale, and you flow into the cosmos. You are breathing the world in. The world is breathing you out. The sense of a separate, contained you begins to lose its meaning. You are a permeable, transparent field of energy in constant, intimate communion with the whole. Now, release even this subtle guidance. Rest in the final realization. Let go of the feeling I am breathing and simply be with the pure, naked experience. Breathing is happening. Feel that it is the great cosmic ocean of life itself that is rising and falling, and your body is simply the place where one of its waves is cresting. It is not your breath. It is the one breath, the cosmic breath, breathing itself through your form. Rest in this unity. Rest in this peace. This is the end of the search, for you have realized you were never separate from what you were seeking. You are, and have always been, the very life force you sought to find. You are home, and so, we arrive at the end of our journey together, but at the true beginning of your own. We have traveled from the noisy, frantic shallows of the surface mind to the deep, silent, and eternal ocean of pure being. We began as strangers to ourselves, believing we were victims of a chaotic world, and we have arrived at the profound recognition of ourselves as the very consciousness that animates that world. This journey was never about learning a new set of clever techniques to manage your life. It was, and has always been, an act of remembering a truth you have always known in the deepest part of your soul. The power to heal, the strength to create, the unshakable peace you have been seeking was never in a place, in a person, or in a future achievement. It has been waiting patiently for you in the most intimate and overlooked corner of your experience, the simple, sacred rhythm of your own breath. The breath is the thread you followed out of the labyrinth of fear. It is the river that washed away the stains of the past. It is the string that steadied the kite of your mind. It is the bridge that connects your finite human form to your infinite, universal nature. It is the ultimate key, and it has been in your possession all along. The world will continue to spin. Challenges will arise, storms will gather, but you will no longer meet them as a helpless castaway. You will meet them from the unshakable ground of your own center, from the quiet sanctuary of your own conscious presence. You now know that you are not the storm, but the sky. You are not the wave, but the ocean. You are not the struggling swimmer, but the water itself. The next time you feel lost, overwhelmed, or empty, do not look outside for a savior. Do not search for a new philosophy or a distant master. The guru you are seeking is the intelligence in your own cells. The scripture you need to read is written in the feeling of your own energy. The sanctuary you long for is the sacred stillness between your breaths. Close your eyes, let go of everything you have learned, and simply take one conscious breath. Feel the air as the entire universe flowing in to greet you. Feel the release as you flow back out to meet it. In that single simple act, you are not just breathing. You are not just practicing a technique. You are coming home. Breathe and know the peace of who you are.